You're live at Cougar Stadium as we get ready for college football here in the 3C2A. It's week number 8 between College of the Canyons and Moorpark. As College of the Canyons looking to pick up another win after bouncing back after a tough loss homecoming week against El Camino. Hi, everybody. Alongside the Sports Information Director here, Jesse Munoz. I'm Matt Robinson. Happy to have you along as the Cougars getting ready to come out on the field as we get ready here for football on Saturday, November 2nd, first weekend of November football. And we got some football weather for us here today, Jesse.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day here at Cougar Stadium. Definitely, I think we have gotten past the hot game day conditions that we experienced early in the season, and this is a good one. Both teams look like they're raring to go.
As we mentioned, the Cougars coming off a nice win last week, 21-10 over Allen Hancock on the road. They played 3 different quarterbacks in that matchup in the win over Allen Hancock. And really, when you look down, the win is a big one going forward, especially in the National North standings coming in here. The Cougars, they do need some help to try and get themselves to a playoff spot. When you look for College of the Canyons right now, they sit behind Ventura and El Camino, who are both at 4-0. The Cougars at 3-1. So some work to be done, and some work really to be done for College of the Canyons when it comes to trying to get into even the playoff spot at 5-2. They need some help throughout. A number of different teams would need to lose going into the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely, Matt. And, looking back to last week's win, that was a nice road victory for the Cougars. I think the most impressive, you overcome the adversity. You're having to play 3 quarterbacks. You're on the road for an early game. And, let's face it, a nice bounce-back rebound effort after losing homecoming by a point. A very emotional and physical game. So, the last time the Cougars lost one and bounced back, they rattled off 4 in a row. Hoping that they can do that again to close out the season. But as we've talked about before, there are no off weeks in the SCFA National Northern Division. Today, even on paper, it looks like Canyons may have the advantage. This will be a hard-fought game. Moorpark definitely looking to close out its season strong. So a long way to go, a lot of good football. It's time for the Cougars to see if they can take care of business.
Going back to last week, we talked about they had to play 3 different quarterbacks. It was kind of a mess, but there were some top performers in that game. When you look, it really came down to the running game. Donovan Dunn had an impressive game. The offensive player of the week for College of the Canyons did a very nice job on the ground. It's the first time we've really seen Dunn kind of have an impact. On the defensive side, Deron Goodman, a solid game, and in the special teams game, Kyle Wynn doing a nice job. So those are the 3 players of the week from that 21-10 win.
Yeah, starting with Donovan Dunn, that's something we've talked about, the ability for the Cougars to establish their run game's really going to feed the rest of the offense. And for that young man to come out and have the game that he did, credit to the offensive line up front. They certainly did their job in that one. But, that's a positive sign moving forward. Same with Deron Goodman. He's a playmaker. He's out there all the time doing good things. Kyle Wynn, same thing, making the most of his opportunities. One guy that's not mentioned there, Damari Smith, had a tremendous game, 3 total touchdowns, and was the Jersey Mike's Player of the Week here at College of the Canyons.
This meeting between Canyons and Moorpark, it's the second meeting between these 2 teams since the Raiders returned to the National Northern League. Last meeting was last year. Canyons ousted Moorpark 35-30 in a tightly contested road game. The Cougars have won 5 straight over the Raiders going back to when the Cougars reestablished the football program in 1997. You look, we said won 5 straight. They've won 14 of 17 meetings. The first meeting between these 2 times after the program came back here at College of the Canyons was actually 1999. They're on that 5-game winning streak going back to a 2016 road win over the Raiders. So it's always been tight games, but the Cougars have a pretty good edge, against Moorpark when it comes to the series.
Yeah, and I think for Moorpark coming in here, you've seen other teams come in here. The Cougars have suffered 2 home losses. So if you're Moorpark Raiders, you're coming in thinking, hey, we got a chance at this one. Let's go see what happens.
You see down on the field, getting ready for the coin toss. Some of the 2004 team there will have a special feature for you. Talking about the 2004 National Championship College of the Canyons team. This is, of course, the 20th anniversary of that team, so we'll talk about it. There you see head coach Chuck Lyon, the head coach of that team. He'll do the coin toss as we wait to see who wins it. But this should be a good one between College of the Canyons and Moorpark. We'll talk more about the numbers as we continue on. Just wanted to give you a nice little look at the 04 team as we're celebrating them here today.
Yeah, definitely some legends out there, some names that will definitely go down in College of the Canyons lore. First and foremost, Chuck Lyon, head coach of that squad. And like Matt alluded to, we have a special package at halftime. That was just a magical season. And to see some of these guys be able to come back to Cougar Stadium, get together, share that legacy with this current generation of Cougar student athletes, really something special.
Look at the numbers between these two teams. College of the Canyons averaging 29 points per game. They average 246 yards, 13th best in the state of California. Moorpark's done a good job on offense, 242 yards, 17th best in the state of California. The rushing yards in favor of Moorpark, but the Cougars have done a better job limiting points against, 17 points per game allowed, which is 11th best, and 259 yards per game allowed, which is 10th best in the state of California. We'll step aside for a moment, the opening kickoff, when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network and SoCal College Sports. Canyons and Moorpark. Welcome back in as we go back to work. College of the Canyons and Moorpark here, it's technically week number 9, but it's our 8th game of the season. So we call it week number 8 here, College of the Canyons and Moorpark. And again, an important game for COC today, needing a victory. They need to really win out, Jesse, when you look. And they've got 2 tough games on the schedule after this one as well in Bakersfield and Ventura, 2 rivalry games. So really a tough 3-week stretch, and you got to get off to the right foot with a win here today.
Yeah, that's always the concern. You don't want to look past anybody on your schedule, especially like we talked about, regional rival with Bakersfield and Ventura. A lot of battles over the years between those programs. So first things first, you come out, you execute, you take care of business, and you see what Moorpark's got up their sleeve for you and take it from there.
For Moorpark, it's Jaden Lemons and Stanley Road back to receive, as Canyons won the toss, deferred to the second half, so they will kick it away. It will be Luis Rodriguez to kick things off for College of the Canyons. Rodriguez has been a weapon in the kicking game this year. Both him and Josh Salmon have done a pretty good job on the special teams game for College of the Canyons, so we expect Rodriguez to potentially kick this one out of the back of the end zone. Wind aided today is the wind blowing from right to left, as the Cougars will defend the goal to our right here in this first quarter, moving right to left on your screen in their blue jerseys with white pants. A little different look for us today as well.
Yeah, one of those uniform combinations the players had a voice in choosing. We'll see how they perform in them today.
Rod going to take it at the goal line and bring it out from there, up across the 10, still on his feet. He's got some room to run to the 30, still going from there, and he drags it all the way out to the 43-yard line. Rowan, a guy, 10 kick returns, 191 yards, averaging 19.1. His long was 35 coming in, but he gets Moorpark into a good spot. They'll have to a good start, and they'll go 1st and 10.
Yeah, and that's something the Cougars have struggled with a little bit the last couple of weeks, is that opening kickoff. You recall the El Camino game. I believe the gentleman took it back 60, 70 yards, set the Warriors up for good field position. So one of those things Canyons will have to stay on top of here. Special teams is a huge part of any win or loss, and you don't want to let things get out of control there.
Caden Parr, the starting quarterback out of Oak Park High School for Moorpark, the 6'4" sophomore. Last game, 10 of 36 for 234 yards and a touchdown. He's 123 of 244 for 1,579 yards, 11 touchdowns and 3 interceptions as he'll run on first down. And he'll pick up a long chunk, about 6 yards. So it'll be second down at about 4.
Yeah, Tony Testa right there to meet him with the tackle. He's one of those Cougars that's always flying around, one of the team leaders in total tackles this year, and right there on the spot, first snap of the game.
Yeah, Testa 24 solo tackles this year, 43 total tackles. Always a guy that's in the mix. As Parr in the backfield in the shotgun with a back to his left, 2 receivers split out to each side. Canyon shows a 4-man front. Parr wants to throw. Has plenty of time in the pocket. Will dump it off underneath. Not much room to work, though, as once again, Tony Testa right there to make a solo tackle and make sure he does not let the back out of the backfield in Naeem Morgan get much room.
Yeah, Testa, the Valencia High School product there. Once again, just in good position. And the Cougars now already on third down looking to get off the field and see what the offense can do.
So it'll be third down and 4. Ball spotted at the Canyon or the Moorpark 48-yard line here. Raiders already near midfield. Parr in the backfield has Morgan to his right. He'll send one man in motion here on third down and 4. Takes the snap, fakes the hand, now gives it to Morgan. Morgan going to try and fight for the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be a yard short. Good job by Canyons to come around and gang tackle him that time. It was a long delayed handoff.
Yeah, delayed handoff, and looked like he had some company in front of him kind of leading the way. The Cougars just zigged and zagged their way around, were able to get to the ball carrier. But you're exactly right, Matt. That's a nice job stopping them just short. And you see
it's
now,
decision time here for Moorpark.
Yeah, they may opt to go for it. You're already across midfield, and you're probably going to have to push the envelope a little bit here against this Cougars defense. So would not be surprised if they opt to go for it.
Mike Stewart, the head coach in his 10th year of Moorpark, makes the decision. Canyon's going to call a timeout. Ted Iacenda wants to talk things over as he sees the defensive set. It's fourth down and 1, and this is a big spot here early in the ballgame. I know it's first possession of the ballgame, but if Moorpark can get this and continue this drive, it sets them up for the rest of this game, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, sets them up offensively, establishes a little bit of confidence for that offensive unit, and maybe gets the Cougars on their heels a little bit, depending on the size of the pickup. Either way, the ability to sustain drives against this type of a team will be important. And first test here tonight, this afternoon, I think College of the Canyons takes the timeout just to kind of make sure everyone's on the same page. They got their proper personnel out there, and just go over what this situation is here.
Yeah, you can't take them with you to the locker room, so it makes sense. Going to take the timeout. It'll be fourth down and 1 here from the 49-yard line of COC. Moorpark needs to get to the plus 48. 2 backs in there. And there's a timeout by one of the officials as the Moorpark receiver on the far side, Damian Hernandez, is having some issue with his jersey. So 22 personnel here for Moorpark. There's 2 tight ends in there, 2 backs in there. They'll fake the handoff, give right up the middle, and I think they're going to get just enough.
Yeah.
Remember, they need to get straight to the 48. It depends on where the spot is.
That's going to be pretty close. Both sides pointing the other way.
So I think we might ask for the chain gang to come out.
Naked eye from the booth, I think they might have got it, but
no, I looking down, I mean, it's straight from where I'm at. It looks like they're a half a yard short. So we'll get the chain crew to come out. Look at the replay, and it was tight, and look where the spot is, and you have to get all the way to the 48-yard line. I'm not sure they gave him the spot they needed.
Yeah, it's a nice shot there. Just fortunately too many bodies there to see where the ball ended up.
It is short. It is Canyons football.
And that's
turnover
a nice start.
On downs.
That's a nice start for the Cougar defense. Way to buckle down and stop that one, get off the field. If you're Moorpark, you got to be a little disappointed in that outcome. But a lot of football left to go.
Yeah, just the first possession of the game, only 2 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock. But that is a good big stop for College of the Canyons here early on. And we said Moorpark in that 12 personnel set. really trying to create something that time and just could not get it across the line. So Canyons, a big stop, and they'll go 1st and 10. From their own 49-yard line. And it looks like Luke Coleman is the starting quarterback. They'll give to Donovan Dunn as both he and Damari Smith were in the backfield. So Coleman getting the start here today. Coleman 5 of 11 for 135 yards and a touchdown this season. This is his first start of the year. He has not had many opportunities, but Canyons, without Logan Scarlett, it seems, is he seems to have picked up maybe an injury from a week ago, and I think kind of fighting the same thing with Brady Welsh here a little bit.
Yeah, you know, that's one of the fortunate things of this Cougar team. 3 capable quarterbacks, each one just kind of waiting to see when they got their name called. You know, Brady Welch started the season. Scarlett had his name called, came in and performed. So I'd look for the same from out of Luke Coleman here today.
Canyons in that modified set in the backfield. Coleman to throw, looking downfield, was trying for a man. He's got it complete. Caught down the near sideline by Ray Hall, right at the 21-yard line. Hall just kind of sat there and let it fall right to him.
Yeah, that's a nice job. You're going to see good route here. Coleman rolls out, throws on the move, and then just watch Hall come back to it a bit. Able to get the separation there and haul it in on the sideline.
There is a flag, though, on the far side of the field that may bring this one back. It looks like it's going to. There's actually 2 flags. There's flags all over the field. There's 3. So we'll replay second down. The foul's offset. It was an illegal man downfield. Roughing the passer penalty. Fouls go away. It doesn't really matter. We go right back. So the pass complete. Hall wiped off the board. Unfortunate, too, because it was a nice
Yeah,
nice
that
throw.
was. Nice little pitch and catch. And, you know, it looked like the lineman just got a little over anxious and got downfield a little too quick. Can't really fault him that much. He liked the aggression there. So we'll come back and do it again.
So we'll go second down and 8. Ball still at the 49-yard line. There's a flag on the near side of the field before the play really even gets off. The pass was complete, but knocked right down was Cameron Bowen. Not much doing there, but we'll see what the penalty marker is. I would imagine it might be lined up in the neutral zone or offside on the defense with where the flag came at.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Either way, a nice tackle and takedown by A.J. Skurlock from Moorpark. We'll see if it counts for anything.
Offside of the defense. So it'll bring another flag and a slow start here on the offensive side for College of the Canyons, but they get 5 yards out of the penalty flag, and it'll stay second down. It'll shorten it to 2nd and 3 and move Canyons into the plus territory at the 45-yard line of Moorpark. So we'll spot it at the 44. Coleman in the backfield. As Dunn in the backfield to his left, will send signs in motion, gives to Dunn, and he's met in the backfield, brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Malachi Hanna. Hanna with 26 total tackles on the year, 12 of them solo, was in the backfield before Canyons could do anything.
Yeah, like you said, Matt, nothing doing there. He was right there. Blow that one up. Now College of the Canyons going to have to get down to business here. They want to prolong this drive. Not a lot of movement thus far. You take away the long gain on the penalty, and they've really struggled to get that back.
So we'll call it back 3rd and 6 now from the 47-yard line. You need to get to the Moorpark 41 for a first down. Moorpark going to be offside on the play, so a free play. Throwing downfield, caught, but then a whistle before the play even. I have no idea.
The only thing I can think is that they're going to try and call the lineman for the false start. It looked like he was.
No, he's in the 44s in the backfield. So they killed the play because of the
progression.
the progression of the defender.
That's
another big one taken off the board.
You could see the coaching staff was immediately arms up asking for an explanation on that.
I don't think I've seen Ted Isenda's headset fly the way it did on that last one this season, and that was one of the better ones. So it'll be 3rd and 1 now. Ball spotted at the 42-yard line. They need to get a yard. The Cougars will go with 13 personnel here, and there's a flag before the play even gets off. So we might have a real play at some point in time in this first quarter for College of the Canyons.
It's been a penalty-filled first couple of drives here. And neither team really able to get things going because of those halts.
Oh. Okay, so it's a penalty on Moorpark, an unsportsmanlike conduct foul, and it's going to give Canyons a first down, and it's going to move everything well up the field all the way down inside the 30-yard line to the 27, and that's never what you want.
That's a costly one because you were looking at a 3rd and short, and all of a sudden you're well across knocking on the door of the red zone here. And so College of the Canyons will take advantage, especially after having the 2 long plays called back. Get a little bit of it there.
So maybe we'll get a playoff now. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line for College of the Canyons as Coleman stays in the backfield, 5 wide this time for the Cougars. Coleman will take the snap, throws underneath. Damari Smith catches it about the 25. He's able to run it ahead inside the 20 to the 19-yard line, and it'll be a 2nd down at about 2 for College of the Canyons.
And I love going right back to Damari Smith as soon as you're in the strike zone, as it were. This is a young man that had 5 touchdowns in the month of October, really starting to emerge as one of the premier weapons for College of the Canyons, and went right back to him there.
24 receptions, 428 yards, 6 touchdowns, averaging 17.8 per reception and 61 yards per game is Damari Smith. He has been impressive as the season has gone on. So we'll go 2nd down and 2. Ball spotted at the 19-yard line of Moorpark. The Cougars in the red zone for the first time today. Coleman taking his time. Will take the direct snap, chest high, throwing towards the end zone, looking for Signs. It's just out of his reach, incomplete. So Signs was there, just couldn't get there. Canyons this year in the red zone are 79% in the red zone this season. And they've scored... I think my numbers are off on that. So, 79% in the red zone here. It'll be 3rd down and 2 from the 19-yard line.
Another short 3rd down. Really got to get this one here.
And I actually looked at the wrong side. Canyons is actually 91% in the red zone this year, which is 15th best in the state of California. I was actually looking at Moorpark's numbers, so, things happen.
And Dunn with some good hard yards on that one, able to pick up the first down. Really starting to feel like he's starting to play with a renewed sense of confidence after last week's game. And the Cougars continue to go back to him, which bodes well.
So it brings up a first down here. Canyons inside the 15-yard line now at the 14. Canyons will go with the 2-back set here. Halfback in there as well. 2 receivers out to each side. They'll hand to Dunn. He bounces off the pile, then kind of goes backwards and gets brought down. In on the tackle that time was Tyler Woods. Woods, a guy with 27 total tackles, 17 of them solo tackles. Give him 18 now after that one, and it backs Canyons up 2 yards.
Credit to Moorpark. They're playing strong up the middle right now, getting good penetration up there. That's about the 2nd or 3rd play where they've kind of blown things up before they even got going.
So we go 2nd down and 12. Ball spotted at the 16. Canyons this season, 45% of the time they've scored touchdowns when inside the red zone. You would like to get one here and get yourself off on the right foot after a penalty-filled start to this one as they switch the backs to each side. Jared Uradell is in the backfield as well. Coleman to throw, escapes some pressure, throws to Uradell. Pass is complete. Uradell brought down at the 5. There is a flag near the 8-yard line in the defensive backfield here.
Yeah, I think probably off one of those other routes. Yep. Uradell, nice job hauling it in and just kind of got twisted, screwed down into the ground there.
For Iredell, it's his 6th reception of the season, should it stand. The holding penalty is on Moorpark, I believe, as they're talking to Ted Iacenda here. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's an automatic first down for College of the Canyons. So it'll move the play down to the 8-yard line, which is right about where the flag was anyway. So it'll be a first down for Canyons. And penalties hurting Moorpark here early on. It's already the 4th penalty on Moorpark in the ball game. So they'll give to Dunn. He'll try and run near side. Caught the edge. Nearly went down. I think he was able to. No, they're going to mark him down at the 5. They say his knee went down.
Same thing, Matt. I thought he got a hand on the ground, was able to pop back up. Going to check it here on the replay. But Dunn running with some urgency this week. It's a nice job getting to the corner. Ooh.
Yeah, I think he stayed on his feet.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Dunn, 77 for 231 yards. He hasn't scored a touchdown this season in the run game, which is insane. It doesn't matter. The play doesn't count. There's a chop block in the waist. So apparently we are flag happy today. That is the 7th penalty of the ball game here already.
And we still got 7 minutes to play in the quarter. I don't think I've seen such a prodigious rate of penalties here.
5 on Moorpark, 2 on Canyons. This will back the play up all the way back outside the red zone to the 23-yard line of Moorpark. And it'll bring us first down and 23 as it's first and goal from there for Canyons. So now there's another whistle and another flag. Nope. There's a timeout by Moorpark. Okay. I saw the umpire drop his flag. I thought there was another flag on the play. I was going to say, how many more? What was the over-under on flags here in the first half?
We already hit it, whatever it was.
So there was not a flag on that play, but it'll be first down and goal from the 23-yard line. So it's been an awkward start. Not many yards to speak of here early on. Canyons with 2 first downs, one of them rushing, one of them via penalty. They've run 6 total plays for 10 total yards with 5 penalties for 33 yards against Moorpark right now. So far a slog of a game here early on in this first weekend of November.
Well, you feel like both sides just really trying to, prolong things, get into a rhythm, see what's happening. Haven't had that chance yet.
Hard to do when there's a flag on every play. So we'll go first and goal from the 23-yard line. Coleman in the backfield with Dunn to his right. Takes the snap, belt high, looking to his right. Now he wants to step up and kind of run with it. He'll scramble out to the outside, throws it off underneath, caught by Signs to get a nice chunk back down to the 18-yard line. Second and goal from there.
Yeah, he kind of rushed there by number 40, Jason Hawes. Came in there and really just closed in on Coleman. He forced that one out a little earlier. He was scrambling already, but you see someone flying up in your face, you got to make a quick decision. And now College of the Canyons knocking on the door, it seems like the last 10 minutes. Yep. We've only had a couple plays.
Yep. Signs 23 receptions, 267 yards, 2 touchdowns this season coming into the game today. Dunn stays in the backfield. He's been the feature back here for Canyons in this first drive. Coleman will take the snap, belt high, flag on the play, so it'll be a free play for Canyons. Coleman just going to go up and run. Inside the 10, drops the football, picked up by Moorpark, as Vance Harris going to try and return it back the other way, but this play going to be wiped off anyway due to what's likely an offside flag on Moorpark on the far side of the field.
I want to say that was number 2, Tyler Woods, on the fumble.
It was Vance
on the
Harris.
Forced fumble.
Yeah, on the recovery.
We'll see here. And wait for the flag. Offensive lineman coming off the field. This might stay with Moorpark.
Yeah, I mean, where the flag is, it's in the area of an offside. So it's an illegal formation on College of the Canyons. So it is a fumble on Luke Coleman. It'll be the first fumble lost of the season by Coleman. So Canyons, after knocking on the door, really never could get themselves off the turf in terms of getting plays run due to a number of penalties. Fumbled the football. It's recovered by Vance Harris. He works it back all the way to the 34-yard line.
You're going to see one more look at it here. Number 2 just comes up and pops him perfectly, helmet on the ball.
And then a little unlucky. It bounced off the helmet of one of the Moorpark Raiders and popped right to Vance Harris. Sorry, stepped on you there, Jesse.
No, hey.
So we'll go 1st and 10 for Moorpark from their own 32-yard line, excuse me. As they'll run on 1st down. Not much doing here for Naeem Morgan, as the tackle was made by Kane Omohundro. Not a shock there to hear Kane Omohundro's name called early. 10 solo tackles, 23 of them on the season. He's been a couple of times Chick-fil-A Player of the Week as well.
I say it every week, that kid is a gamer. 2 interceptions last week, a whole slew of tackles, and right back out there this week doing it again. Love to see him out there, leader on this defense.
Always the easiest guy to find in the field, too, with the Troy Polamalu haircut.
Got those locks flowing.
As we go 2nd down and 7, Parr will take the snap, looks, dumps it off underneath. Pass is caught by, it looked like Yanokian, excuse me.
Another flag
and
here.
Another flag on the play. Yanokian out of the backfield this year, 3 receptions for 15 yards before that play.
Moorpark doing a good job scheming on that play. It didn't seem like there was very many defenders down that sideline until Geekins got to him there.
So it's a sideline warning. It's not a flag that affects anything other than it's a warning. They're first of the game. So 6 penalties, 48 yards for Moorpark here in the ball game. 1 penalty on Canyons, so already 7 penalties in the ball game. And Moorpark with the 1st down. They'll go 1st and 10 from the +47. Parr to throw. Looking, throws it underneath. Pass is caught. Stepping up to try and bring the receiver down was Zach Bowles. It looks like it was Damian Hernandez on the reception.
Yeah, Zach Bowles first to the party there, kind of wraps him up and holds him up. And then there's Omohundro. There's a Johnny Smith. There's the rest of the gang there to finish him off.
So we go 2nd down and 12. It's a 2-yard loss for Moorpark on that play. Come out in a halfback set here on 2nd down with 2 receivers out to the near side. Parr in the shotgun will take the snap. Wanted to give it to Yanokian. He'll run it to the inside. And actually, no, Yanokian didn't have the football. Confused me. I think Parr was the ball carrier that time. Johnny Smith in on the tackle. Brings him down to the Canyons' 45-yard line. It'll make it 3rd down and about 8. So neither side really able to get in a rhythm here early on. That's kind of sent us off on a little tangent as well. We haven't been able to get into a rhythm as there really haven't been many plays in the ball game. Moorpark, a big one here on 3rd and 8. 5:03 to go in the 1st quarter. 3 wide receivers to the far side for the Raiders here. They'll keep with Parr. Good option run that time. Parr going to be up across the 35 and dives down at about the 33-yard line of Canyons.
Yeah, it's a nice pickup. Good blocking down the sideline from the wide receiver. And like you said, Matt, I think both sides really just still trying to feel each other out. You get a couple plays, you got to wait a little bit, you back up, you come back to it. But now Moorpark's starting to find itself here.
Moorpark will throw here on 1st down. That's a one-handed grab by Yanokian, and he'll bring it up and gets knocked down right about the 25-yard line. A big step-up hit that time by Deron Goodman.
We talked about him for the game, and it's plays like this is why he's one of the players of the week. Just a nice job going low and finishing that tackle off.
Second down and 4. It's a 6-yard gain, though. Remember, this is a Canyons team. They only give up 17 points per game. That's 11th best in the state. The Moorpark driving right now after the penalty, trying to put some points on the board. Parr going to escape. He'll dive down after a gain of 2, maybe 3. It'll leave him about a yard short of the first down as they need to get to about the 22-yard line of Canyons here.
I think that was Terrell Brown with the trip-up tackle, just enough to stop him. Setting up the 3rd and short.
And Parr's not a guy that's he's a pretty good runner. He's 73 carries, 359 yards, 5 touchdowns this season. Averages nearly 5 yards per game. So certainly has the legs as we've seen on display here early on. 3rd down and 1, ball spotted at the 23. Moorpark needs to get to the Canyons 22. Halfback pistol set here, as they have Yanokian straight away in the backfield. He's going to be met in the backfield. Right around the edge that time was Jackson Forte.
Jackson Forte just came around the corner and, like you said, pounced on him there. Another one of those athletic defenders. Yeah, Jackson Stein in the area. Had he slipped past that, but Forte was the one to take him down.
Again, decision time here from Moorpark. It looks as though they're not going to trust the kicking game right now. They're going to go for it on 4th down and we'll call it 2 as it's only a loss of a yard on the play. They need to get to the Canyons 22-yard line. They're spotted at the 24. They come out in that same pistol set with a halfback just ahead of the quarterback who's in the shotgun. They'll fake it. Parr wanting to throw, does underneath. Nearly intercepted, instead knocked away, incomplete. Getting his hands on it was Adam Gookins that time. Had some help from Zach Bowles as well. And Canyons again forces a turnover on downs.
Yeah, that's a nice job. Nice coverage out there. Everyone was in the proper spot. I don't dislike the play call from Moorpark. I feel like they were starting to get something going. We talked about it already. No points on the board yet, but this is an offense that's going to really have to push things against this team. And so you go for it. Again, who knows, could have been another penalty called there and you get your first down. So I like the play call, just didn't work out for Moorpark. And we'll see what College of the Canyons answers back with here.
So Moorpark, a pair of turnovers on downs. Canyons will get the ball back for the 2nd time today, and we'll get to see Luke Coleman run his 2nd drive. New back in the backfield this time for College of the Canyons as they give Dunn, or no, actually it is Dunn once again. Dunn will run this time, tries to get the edge on the far side, still on his feet, brought down by a force of Raiders as a number of them run into him, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Moorpark, just kind of stringing things out. You see Dunn, like you said, try to get to the edge. Had a couple guys on him, still going, 3, 4.
Half the defensive line.
It took 5 or 6 of them, and like I said, he is running hard today.
Well, and unfortunately, he's now hurt, I believe. That's Donovan Dunn down on the far side of the field. That would be a big loss here early on. And I think just getting pounded up by the Moorpark defense and the athletic training staff hustling across the field to check on him here. So we'll hope Donovan Dunn is all right. I don't see him in the group huddling up here. So we'll hope Donovan Dunn is okay, as he's in good hands. There you see Coach Chuck Lyon on the sidelines, the head coach of the 2004 National Championship team, talking to Dean of Athletics and Students.
Athletics and PE, kinesiology,
athletics, Chad
everything.
Peters. Chuck, of course, a former dean as well, and now he kind of looks at Corey.
Chuck realizes he's on camera now. We're going to have a little bit more Chuck Lyon, hopefully in the 2nd quarter. Talk a little bit about that 2004 team. If there's anyone to tell you about it, it's going to be him.
Certainly a guy that knows about
all things College of the
Canyons.
College
of the Canyons,
if you want to boil down to
football.
it. Fun fact, Chuck Lyon scored the first touchdown here in Cougar Stadium in the first year of this building's existence, and went on to accomplish great things as a coach, athletic director, and dean. Always excited to have him in the booth.
See Donovan Dunn down there, Patty Villanueva, the athletic trainer for College of the Canyons. She's getting a checkup on him. Dunn walking off under his own power, which is really good to see. And you could kind of see him while he was walking back. I think I got just twisted.
Yeah.
Somebody brought me down. So Canyons will go with a new back here. And they'll start at their own 26-yard line. It'll be Patton White in the backfield here. as they put Coleman under center. Canyons with a little trickery, an end around, reverse, coming back to the near side of the field. Not much doing, though, as they were trying to get Ray Hall.
Ray Hall kind of sniffed that one out a little bit. You know, the Cougars showed a little bit of a wide receiver handoff option last week. Damari Smith took one about 30 yards for a touchdown. Maybe something that Moorpark saw on film. Definitely, you know, obviously different personnel there, but just a play that never really developed. And again, Moorpark with good penetration up the field to kind of blow those things up and, if nothing else, alter the direction of the play. So the Raiders hanging tough here today. And it's starting to cool down a little bit here at Cougar Stadium, and we got some football weather here. And
it's actually a new quarterback here for Canyons. It's not Coleman in quarterback. It's Brady Welch back in there, so it's good to see Brady Welch out there. We weren't sure if we were going to get to see him today, but he has taken over at the quarterback position. And I think he actually took over on that last play. The false start on Canyons goes against Cameron Bowen. So now it'll back Canyons all the way up inside to their own 20 to their own 15-yard line. They need to get out to the Moorpark, or to their own 34-yard line. Boy, I feel like I'm off right now. All the penalties threw me off in that first 5 minutes.
Well, you come in excited and raring to go and ready to watch a game, and then you kind of got to hold your breath and wait for it to develop. With, like we said, all the stoppages, the timeouts, the penalties, but we'll get it.
15 minutes to try and get myself right as we'll go here. Here's Welch down the field. Hall wide open at the 40-yard line for his strike across midfield to the 45. And there are no flags on the field this time, so the play will count. It's a first down for Canyons.
Nice job. And you're going to see the replay here. He just runs by his man. I think that might have been a little bit of busted coverage because you see at the end, you know, nobody around him. He missed the guy on the sideline, but, you know, after the play, the Moorpark defenders were kind of arms up in the air. You know, he just kind of lets him go, comes back to zone, and then, you know, Goodman's off and running. So that's a nice play. Way to find him by number 3, Brady Welch.
First down at the Moorpark 44-yard line. Good to see you, Welch, back in there throwing a strike. 5 wide here for Canyons here on 1st and 10. Clock ticking at 10 seconds here in the first quarter. We'll see if the Cougars get one more play off. Welch takes the belt high snap, looking to his left, throwing in and out of the hands of Ray Hall, maybe just had too much on it. It'll be incomplete with 3 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 44-yard line of Moorpark.
I like it going right back to him, though. Same area of the field down the sideline. And Ray Hall's another one of those guys we've talked about, Damari Smith. Ray Hall has had put together some tremendous games, 3 total touchdowns so far this year. Was a Jersey Mike Student Athlete of the Week honoree earlier in the season. So College of the Canyons definitely has some weapons on the outside.
He's got a crazy average, 20.1 yards per reception this year. That's a ridiculous number as they'll pitch to Patton White. He'll get the edge on the far side, cuts it back to the middle across the 35. He'll be a yard short of the first down, and that's where we'll pick up the second quarter here. 3rd down and 1 from the Moorpark 35-yard line. No score. College of the Canyons, Moorpark, 15 minutes in the book. Hopefully less penalties in the next 15 minutes as we get ready for the second quarter.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us. Comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
Can I get it Mike's way? What's happening?
And your free sub. Enjoy.
That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the Shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get free sub through the app. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Welcome back into Cougar Stadium as we get ready for second quarter action. As the Cougars go 3rd and 1 from the 35 of Moorpark. 2 backs in the backfield this time. They'll give to Patton White. He'll have some blocking out in front in Uradell. He's going to get down to the 30. Let's hope his knee is okay as he got bent back. He looks like he's all right as he pops up out of the pile. It's a first down for College of the Canyons.
White with a couple strong runs here on this drive, filling in for Donovan Dunn. And nice to be able to see him step up and get right into the swing of things here for the Cougars.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of yards, 29 touches coming into the game, only 76 yards, no touchdowns. And remember, this is a Cougar offense that really doesn't score on the ground from outside the 2-yard line. At the very most, we've seen Kano Mahundra, I believe, is the leading touchdown rusher for College of the Canyons because they go in that jumbo set when they're down low. Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Welch to throw, pass caught by Cameron Bowen. He'll spin it back as now a flag on the near side of the field. Well away from the play, 47 yards away from the play on the near side of the field. Oh, that is where the penalty is. It's Norman Manderson got a fist right to the face of Joseph Sines. They kind of tapped each other afterwards like everybody was okay. I think it's just guys playing hard more than anything else. But I believe it's going to be illegal hands to the face on Moorpark here.
Oh, yeah. Yep. He threw a punch to the face. See, that's not allowed. No, it's been frowned upon. Very, very much so. We will not have that type of violence on our football.
Yep, so it is a personal foul on Manderson. So it wipes away the reception from Cameron Bowen. It puts Canyons up to a first down, and they're once again inside the red zone, all the way down to the Moorpark. Is that spotted at the 13-yard line? I think it is. So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 12. They'll give to White. He's going to gain the edge on the far side towards the corner of the end zone. In for his first touchdown of the season. Patton White, and Canyons has a 6-0 lead.
Patton White doing his thing on this drive, and then finally was able to cash in for the Cougars. Looked like a nice lead block for number 23, Jared Uradell, out there. And you're going to see this is just a simple handoff. Get to the edge. Nobody's there. Uradell leading the way and finds his way into the end zone. That's a nice job for the Cougars to be able to sustain that drive, punch in and get the points.
Just believe it or not, the 5th rushing touchdown of the season for College of the Canyons. 16 of their 20 touchdowns coming into the game have been through the passing game. That's just their 5th of the season. The extra point is up and good from Luis Rodriguez, who is 21 of 23 on the year on the point after play. And Canyons has a 7-0 lead, 13:56 to go here in the first half. So a good drive, a sustained drive. After the Donovan Dunn injury, Patton White comes in, picks things up for him.
Yeah, I think the most important thing, you complete the drive. You know, it's one thing to have a sustained drive, hold the ball for a while. You saw College of the Canyons a couple possessions ago come down and lose it due to the fumble. The ability to stay the course and punch in there, get your points on the board, kind of maybe start to set the tone here if you're the Cougars. And you can tell he's excited. You get your first touch of the year. Lots of excitement, lots of high fives and helmet slapping.
Said just a crazy number, only the 5th rushing touchdown of the season for College of the Canyons. But it works. They go down the field. They put it in the end zone for a touchdown. It's a... Actually, I can't tell you how many plays or how many yards the Cougars went on that drive. Of course, Presto has not given us those numbers at this point in time, so we'll give them to you when we can. Luis Rodriguez will kick this one away. A couple of Raiders standing back at about their own 5-yard line split. It's a short kick. This is a Chuck Lyons special right here, and it's recovered by College of the Canyons, I believe, at the 35 to 25-yard line. It is Cougar football. That's a Chuck Lyons special.
Well, maybe a fitting tribute to that 2014 that we're celebrating today. Like you said, Matt, I've heard the stories. Pooch it and run to the spot.
Run to the spot and stop every day at practice.
They're talking about it, but it looks like it's going to stick with College of the Canyons. And I think that was Kano Mahundra that came up with the ball.
It, yeah.
That kid is everywhere. and that's a nice job to continue to seize this momentum. You get points on the board. Now you get the ball back, and you're right in striking distance again. Brady Welch and company trotting back out there, ready to go back to work. And that's a nice job. Nice little flashback.
Speaking of the man walking up into the booth right now, give him a headset and we'll get him on. That was a Chuck Lyons special right there. Turn up your mic. Good to see you, Coach.
What's up, fellas?
How we doing?
How you doing,
Great
Coach?
day.
Yeah, we just saw we ran that play every day in practice when I was here as a student athletic trainer. I used to watch run to the dot and stop for 45 minutes, it seemed like, and it just worked out. Canyons gets the ball at the 25-yard line. Welch will throw, passes incomplete, knocked down. Good to see you up here.
Yeah, it's a good day.
Yeah? Celebrating your 04 team?
Yeah, there's some good guys here today.
Who'd we see out there?
Lance, Schumann, Michael Carr. Michael Carr was fun. They're all fun. Juan Sanchez. Who else was here? Oh, Schumann. Schumann was a tight end for us. Third string, didn't play it down. Funniest guy in the room. Loved him. Loved him on the team. I mean, he was a spark plug just in meetings. So funny.
Well, it's, exciting to see such a tight-knit group. The 2014, you talk about 20 years ago, we had the opportunity to see them at the College of the Canyons Athletic Hall of Fame induction in 2017, and it was like a day hadn't passed. They were still as tight and together as ever.
Fernie Vasquez looks like he can still play, man.
He does.
He
I
does.
saw him down there on the
I'm
field.
telling you,
He looked like he could still
ripped.
go.
Did we check his eligibility? Do we need to call Albert?
He's got
Fernie,
that.
how old are you, man?
He's got that big sash
Yeah,
going too. He looked
yeah.
good down there.
Oh, it was all good.
So talk about that 04 team. It was such a special team. We've talked about it before, you and I know you and Jesse have talked about it as well. It was one of those things you guys kind of knew you could do something, but you weren't sure. You're never sure going into the season, and then it just developed into something crazy.
Forever, all we ever talked about was the process and not the outcome. Forever. I mean, the day-to-day grind of the process. And so, I'd get pissed off at them on Wednesdays because because we're not doing what we're supposed to do, fellas. It's the process. And then let it all hang out on Saturday. We did have a nice conversation about the Valley game, which was the game that we almost lost.
The pivotal point in the season, as I recall.
That was the game. Oh, that's a nice scramble.
Welch with a very good run. He's going to get a good chunk of yardage. They're going to actually spot him down at the 19-yard line. So to leave him short here, 3rd and about 4. Needs to get to the 15-yard line to continue the drive for Canyons here.
Our ex-defensive coordinator, Leon Kreiner, was coaching at Valley. So was Don Fellows, by the way.
2 names in Cougar football history.
Oh, yeah.
And for those folks at home not completely familiar, the 2004 team, conference, state, and national championships, the first team in community college football history to go 14-0. And just like we talked about, a tremendous season.
Pickup.
Welch going to throw towards the end zone. Hall can't come down with this, knocked out at the last minute. But Norman Manderson in on the pickup. You talked about the pickup. It was Donovan Dunn in there on the pickup on the blitz, so it's good to see him back in there. We just talked about that, him being injured for a quick minute.
Coach, talk about, this group. We talked about how close they are and how together, and, obviously revere you as their head coach. Talk about some of the guys, some of the accolades that year. I know we had All-Americans. We had guys go pro.
Wow. I think the biggest one, that team was good. Let's get that straight. But, we had 4 guys in the secondary playing the NFL. That's ridiculous.
Yep. Justin Tryon, Troy Nolan.
Yeah. Justin Tryon and Troy Nolan both played. Justin was a corner. Joey LaRock.
Linebacker.
Who really wasn't a defensive back, but that defense with Lole running that defense, who still works at the college, as we all know, Lole Takapu, was really our backbone. No doubt about it. And he was fun. For me, it was coaching the players, but the coaching staff was so close. We had so much fun that year as a group and had been together for years, which you need continuity. If you're going to do it, you have to have continuity. And we had, I don't know, we had 4 straight conference championships going into that.
Yep.
Ended up with 6 straight altogether. It was a culmination. You know, it started really in 2000. And then 2002 we got there and didn't win. Got beat by Wrigley. And then 2004 it just all came together.
Well, and recall that the program had only been resurrected in 1998. So you make that quantum leap from 1998 just forming a team to 6 years later, you're playing for a national championship.
Yeah, well, the first 2 years, 98 and 99, they're doing it.
Here it is again.
Yeah, there it is again.
Moorpark has it scouted better this time. They'll take it at their own 35-yard line. By the way, Canyons, a 46-yard field goal from Luis Rodriguez, who makes his 15th field goal of the year, and he's just a weapon from outside 40 yards. We haven't really seen him miss much. As Canyons now with a 10-0 lead. Go back to your talking about.
I'll tell you, I really like the way Ted's doing this. Look at all the recruits on the sideline with their own names on their plaques, and this is that was impressive. They got a little bit of a recruiting machine going.
Head coach Ted Iacenda, an assistant on that 2004 team.
Yes, he was.
And then later became the head coach and here at College of the Canyons in 2013. So again, you talk about the continuity, the people that know and understand the history of this program, the meaning of this I promise, and everything else that goes into College of the Canyons football.
Just got a video last week from Don Fellows, his team doing this I promise. He's a high school head coach in Michigan.
There's a fumble on the ground. Canyons has got it back. That's a huge hit on that far side of the field. I didn't see who laid it, but picking up the ball is JoJo Massey. I think it might have been Jeremiah Alameu that made the tackle on the far side to pop the ball
well,
loose.
That would not surprise me. We'll see.
No, it's actually Dylan Flowers.
That's Dylan Flowers, another one of those guys that has a knack for the ball. 3 interceptions on the year, a couple fumbles, and there he was right there, Johnny on the spot. Just a nice job getting your helmet on the ball and popping that one out. And College of the Canyons didn't get the pooch kick, but basically in the same point of the field, and here knocking on the door again, looking for some more points. That would be a tremendous continued upswing for the Cougars as they take control of this game.
Jason Lance on the sideline today. You guys know Jason.
Yep.
That guy's – all that guy said was throw me the ball. And I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't throw it to him enough.
They're looking for Damari Smith downfield incomplete.
But he caught 2 touchdown passes in the national championship.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
And I said, hey, I finally figured it out, didn't I, Jace? No, throw it to me again.
Well, you've talked about that team. You've talked about the quarterback play. You've talked about the defensive back play. And Jason Lance was one of those unsung guys on that roster, scoring 2 touchdowns in that game.
He was fun. He was a handful. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, and continues to be a tremendous supporter of Cougar football. We always see him at home games, at Hall of Fame events. He was down here hanging out with Domata a couple weeks ago. So again, I think that's the most impressive thing. You take the accolades, you take the trophy and the legacy, but the fact that these guys continue to come back to College of the Canyons and want to be a part of this is truly impressive.
Still talk to Corey Miles, who was our quarterback of that team, who had played a year of Ventura, and I had recruited him. And I told him, okay, you go play Ventura for a year, you'll be back. And sure enough, he comes back, and he's the quarterback of that team.
He saw the light and came over to College of the Canyons.
Yes, he did, and man, was he good.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the MVP of that state.
Tommy Halai,
yep.
defensive MVP. Oh, Tommy Halai, defensive MVP. That was a fun run.
Well, looking back, I mean, you talk about it's 20 years now, and you're still seeing those guys, and they're still tight as ever. And I mean, it's got to be a good thing to see them and kind of see them running around. Now they're all grown and families.
All 38 years old.
Yeah.
I was
this one thrown to the end zone, nearly complete. Looking downfield for Patton. Was it Patton White, or was it actually might have been Chaz Hiltz? I think actually on the far side of the field.
Shout out to Chip Chavez. Couldn't be here today. But I got to tell you, see, that guy is a social media guy. I'm not. So when I want to know things about the 04 team, I just call Chip and say, who's out there, who's saying what. So that's how I kind of keep in contact with guys, is through Chip. Chip, I hope you're doing better. Sorry you couldn't be here.
Chip Chavez, a 2-time athletic Hall of Famer here with the Cougars, once as a member of that 2004 team and also inducted as an individual in 2015. Again, a tremendous supporter of College of the Canyons athletics.
Coached here every year I was here, never took a dime.
And I believe coached with every head coach at College of the Canyons since the program was resurrected. Even did a year under Coach Iacenda here. So, again, one of those lifelong Cougars just like all of them, all of them that played on those teams and in those eras. And I really think across the years that find their way back here to College of the Canyons.
So here was the joke, he coached kickers, and we'd miss one, and I'd look at him and I'd go, "What do you do all day?" All you got to do is kick it between those two yellow things.
The old line, you got one job to do, make the kick. Easier said than done.
And I didn't talk to the
sometimes.
kicker, I talked to Chip. Oh, we had so much fun.
So
We played together, here too.
I know.
We talked about that.
So,
That got mentioned already. You were the first man to score a touchdown in this
I
building.
was in this stadium. We lost.
But history was
We
made.
won't talk about that.
Chuck, take us back to that game day. It's kind of slang term, the Fog Bowl, the conditions and everything that went on.
It was. And playing San Francisco, George Rush, who coached at College of the Canyons, if you didn't know that, their head coach, legendary community college coach, more state championships than anybody. And we're going up against them. And
Ray Hall with a huge catch into the end zone. Canyons touchdown. Welsh took a shot on it, took a shot on the pass, took a shot as he threw it away, and Hall steals it away from the defender to make it 16-0.
Hall had 2 or 3 guys around him, and that was a gamble of a ball, but a beautiful ball. And you look at the spiral and just finds his way to the end zone.
Take a shot too.
What a great catch. Look at him high point this football. He goes up for it.
And just climbs the ladder and gets up to
he
it.
does.
That's a nice job. Ray Hall, number 88 out there.
He does.
And we talked
That's
about
a
it
great
earlier,
play.
a former student athlete of the week here. And it's plays like that are why. And College of the Canyons has seized control of this game here.
They have.
After a slow and sluggish first quarter due to the penalties, the timeouts, and everything else in between. And the Cougars starting to show what they're capable of here.
So I don't know if you remember, but when we went to that game, North and South, to get to the state championship game was different.
Yeah,
we had to play 3 to get there. They only had to play 2.
Yeah, and you had to play El Camino, Saddleback, and Grossmont.
Yep. To get to Frisco. And they had bye-week play, bye-week us.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, they had won something like 4 out of the last 5 state titles.
And I think they had national titles too.
So a traditional powerhouse. And
we go in there banged up. I mean, we were banged up. But we found a way. And Chris Theus, still to this day, has the best play in Cougar football history, if you remember that. Nobody's seen it because of the fog. You can barely see it on film, but Ayub threw it into the end zone to win the game. They put a 6'2" kid on my 5'7" corner. Well, they didn't know Chris Theus can jump out of the building.
Yep.
And the guy went up and caught the ball, and Chris went between his hands and knocked the ball out on the last play of the game, or we lose. I mean, that's how close it was. We were out of guys. What a game. What a play by Chris. That was just one of many.
But it's the little things like that that add up and become big things, and you walk away hoisting a trophy at the end of things.
We had control of the game, and right at the end of the half, we have like a 37-yard field goal, and we miss. And I was like, no way did that just – because I knew we're in it to win it, boys. Mm-hmm. They're coming back. They're Frisco. They're coming back, and they storm back because we really did control that game for 2 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were looking at some of the photos the other day. We actually put together a package for halftime, and it was the Fog Bowl. And so it was looking back at it 20 years ago, and it's still such a huge memory for even my family. My wife was an athletic trainer for that, or a student trainer for that. Amy McClung, John McClung's daughter. So
I played for John.
Yeah. So she still looks on it fondly. She's got her scrapbook at home. She talks about how she was in the team photo and loves it every time.
Oh, come on. The McClung family was the Reisbig family. Those are my guys. I'll tell you what, that game, in the fog, kind of raining, kind of not, sloppy track, slowed us down. Halko, Nick, guys, I think we put 1.5 inch cleats in because probably not legal, but we were just trying to find a way to stay on our feet, man. It was nuts. It was a nuts day. And I was worn out, man. I mean, we'd been through the gauntlet. We went down to Saddleback. Remember that guy, that quarterback, played at Hawaii, was a Heisman Trophy candidate.
Oh, Brennan.
Yeah, exactly.
If I recall, Cougars with seven sacks in that game.
Losing at halftime. So, I mean, to get there, shut out El Camino here, and I don't think El Camino, especially under Featherstone, was ever shut out. We beat them 21-0 here. That was unbelievable. And, of course, you know our history with Grossmont.
Yeah, a lot
knocked
of
us out the year before.
Yep, I was about to say, a lot of battles with Grossmont going down there and then coming up here. Coach, talk about just, you know, you're walking off the field. What's the feeling? Is it we did it? Is it?
You know, it was so hard to, you know, obviously I had everybody over at my house after the game, parents, coaches, no players. But you know, anybody that wanted to come, and we stayed up all night. And I just standing in the backyard, really almost in disbelief. It's surreal. It's not real. Mm-hmm. It's not real at that point in time. It just happened. Relief. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, it's an end. An end to the process, to the goals that we talked about so many times. And I, you know, so many guys, so many people at the college, so many people involved in that. Mm-hmm. I mean, from Diane Van Hook to Mike Wilding to Jasmine Rise to the community, you know, so much support. I mean, we really did. Mm-hmm. We really had a lot of support from everybody. That just doesn't happen. It does happen, and when it does happen, look what happened.
Great things happen. Yeah.
Look what happened, and so you know, a lot of thankfulness for being in that spot, for being put in that spot in '98 and coming home, and like you said, go from '98 to national champs in a pretty short period of time. It was something I'll never forget, and I know our coaching staff. You know, obviously for me, it's a lot about the coaches. Yeah. And those guys, the Tony Browns, the Chips, the Lolays, you know, those guys were awesome.
Well, and it makes sense. Those are the guys you spend the time in the trenches with, and you guys are in the room putting the work in to try and get your boys into
12,
into
14
a good spot.
hours on Sunday just sitting up there just grinding. Dean Harrington was a magician on that day. You know, it's just Jason Garrison, probably one of the best receiver coaches I've ever seen. Just guys like that. And, you know, we didn't run a lot of zone. We were man-to-man. We just get in your face. Roshan Marshall, Chris Theas, Justin Trine. Our corners were just locked down. We led the league in pass interference. And I would yell at the officials. I'm going, you guys don't get it. They're not going to get open. They're just not. So quit calling interference because it's not.
I can't help it. The guy's in his jersey the whole time. He's that
that's
good.
That's exactly what I said. It's exactly what I told him.
Little trickery here from Moorpark on this 2nd down and 15, and Canyon scouts it well. Good job to get to the outside by Alameu. Got some help from Durant Goodman to knock down the running back, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 15 here for Moorpark from their own 39-yard line.
Coach, you know, you talk about you had the staff, you had that pool of talent, you had that togetherness. Even with all that being said, were you surprised at how quickly that you put this program on the map and we were competing for state and national championships?
Just it never crossed my mind. When you're in the moment and you're just living it, it was, like I said, it was what are we doing tomorrow? It's not what I don't care what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
It's about today, and we got to get better. Wow, that was a good hit.
Yep, ball was out for a second.
It was.
Nevaeh with the hit that time. Moorpark was able to recover, but they're going to be short of the 1st down by about 5 yards.
You know, I think about now that I've been out of it, I can't believe the amount of time that we put into it because I didn't feel that because it was just fun. You know, how blessed are you when you get to go to work and you don't even care? You're just having fun, man. And that's really what happened. And so for those 9 years, 10 years, because I coached the next year, for those 10 years, I just had a blast. But we worked at it.
And then, you know.
But now I look back and I go, my God, did I spend every waking minute, which is one of the reasons I coached at community college, because a lot of my work I did at home because of my kids.
Yeah.
So I could have my kids with me. I coached Tyler, as you know, in baseball and football and basketball, and I coached Tiffany. And so, you know, I wanted that balance to some degree, and so I never left the community college level because of that. I think it was a good decision.
I would say it was.
No, I think it was.
Win a national title, anytime it's a good decision.
You know.
You get to spend time with the family.
Yeah, exactly.
When you talked about Tyler, am I correct? He was working for the Chargers for a while, wasn't he?
He's since law school. They hired him right out of law school. He's been with them ever since. So,
And that just shows you the love for the game that you brought to the family as well.
He loves it, and he's grinding it, and I try to tell him, I go, Tyler, he has a baby daughter, a year and a half old, and I go, you understand, because he's not in community college level, he's in the NFL. Leaving for Baltimore next week was just insane. He works on both the pro and the college side, and they lean on him a lot. He's good. I mean, duh. He knows the game a little bit. So, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But he loves it, and if you love what you're doing, then you got a great job.
Never work a day in your life, right?
Not much doing for Mackenzie Parks that time. So you talking about made a good decision staying at the community college level, and you've gone on. You came in at the athletic director. You came the dean here as well. And it's kind of just furthered the program on, and we've seen more and more people come in, Jesse and myself, and we're kind of guys that talk about it. We don't want to go anywhere. You're really one of the guys that started that for us, so we do have to thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And, how's it looking back on those types of things and seeing how much the program has grown? How does that make you feel as a guy that kind of really started things? Along with Len. Don't want to take away from Len.
No, man, that guy
Yeah.
is a walking history book. Just overthrew him. Jesse got hired too late. We should have hired him the first time, and I yelled and screamed and pouted about that. But they finally got it right. But absolutely, I went and I'm pretty good at seeing a big picture, and I'm pretty good at judging people and talent. Like I want to say that I had a part in putting Chad in the dean spot and Matt Crater in the athletic director spot, and I think we're in a good place. I really do. I think we're in a good place athletically, and it's challenging. There's going to be more, as you know, my board of trustees days. That's really not my style, but I did it for a while. There's going to be challenging times ahead, but this is one college that will find a way. I'm sure of it, and I'll never quit coming here. I'll never quit loving this place. Well, it's just the way it is.
It's in your blood,
it is.
As a player, as a coach, as an administrator, as a board member.
Yeah.
I mean,
this place made who I am. This made my life. I can't believe in retirement. I just look back and go, how lucky were you? I tried to get back here for 12 years. I tried to get him to bring football back earlier. A lot of people did. And Diane pulled the hook in '98.
And the rest is history.
If they wouldn't have hired me, I don't know what I'd have done. I'd still be in Pasadena. Talked to Trevor Brackett the other day.
Yeah.
He was at Pasadena. Another ex-player of mine that just did Dr. Trevor Brackett. Let's go there. Came here as a quarterback. I said, you're not a quarterback. You're going to play receiver. No, I'm a quarterback. I said, no, you're not. Full scholarship.
Well, when you talk about, too, the
penalty.
Yes, it is.
The pride in this program, the things that have been accomplished, but more importantly, the student athletes that have moved on in their careers, academically, athletically, as people and community members, as family men and women, and when you see those types of things and the legacy that has created, how do you feel?
Well, every day we had a team meeting before practice every day for about an hour, and we didn't talk about football. We talked about just what you said, Jess. We talked about how does this translate to real life when you're out of school. That's not good.
Yep, Brady Welch going to have to dive on that one. Ball all the way back they're going to spot it at the 27-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and forever for Canyons. As they
what's it going to be like when times get tough, and you're learning. You're learning who you are, learning how to dig deep. There is adversity in life, and you've got to handle it. And so a lot of our conversations were, one, academically, obviously, because that's why you're here. Let's get that straight. And then number 2, the life lessons that you're learning. And we really did have a lot of conversations about that. And it brought us closer together. I think it was one of the things that galvanized us as a program because they knew it wasn't all football.
Yeah. Well, and I think that too, started with you, but that's still one of the foundations of our program. I've heard Ted talk about it time and time again. It's, how are you going to respond when you're leading your family, when you're in your career, when the things aren't going the way you expected? How do you respond? How do you rise up? And I think that more than anything, heck, everyone remembers their playing days and their football buddies and everything else, but it's those life lessons that you learn and you take with you. And for the players coming back, passing those on to the next generation of Cougar student athletes.
I tell you, that's what I miss the most is getting in front of them, getting in front of the players and really having conversations about whatever the topic is of the day. I miss that more than the coaching aspect of it, where you obviously have their attention. You have a captive audience, and you can say things from your heart that you believe with nobody else in the room. I think that's important. And you just say it. Because I don't think that goes on enough today, personally, but I'm old.
Not that old yet. So recap here for a quick second. 17-0 Canyons. Moorpark with the ball on their own 37-yard line, 1st and 10. 4:51 to go. Being kind of a slowdown after that Ray Hall touchdown. Moorpark will pitch it out on a little pitch and catch caught by Corbin Hale, and it's close and enough for a 1st down. They'll get 11 yards on the play.
Yeah, Moorpark's done a good job picking up chunks here and there, just have yet to cash in, able to sustain things. And that's a credit to this Cougar defense seemingly coming up with the big play when they need it the most.
So I'd be remiss to not ask you. You got you up in the booth here. What have you seen from this Canyons team so far this year in the games you've come to, and especially in this game here today?
Oh, I watch. Thank you for the live stream.
We're glad somebody's watching.
Oh no, I don't miss. You know what? I really like this defense, and I have all year. I think Danny's really doing a good job with this group. And offensively, as you know, the continuity. We got hurt. We got our quarterback hurt, and they're on and off. But that's kind of the nature of the beast, because you need continuity in that for the year, and they're learning how to play again. I think a little bit on offense, but come on, they're about to be 6-2. That's a good year.
You mentioned assistant head coach, defensive coordinator Dan Corbett. We've mentioned it here in the booth. Played another former Cougar. He played for you.
Yeah,
Talk about Dan as a player, because I played against him in high school.
Oh, you did.
At Valencia Saugus. But how
this
was
is new
he?
For me? I did not know that.
That
makes a lot of sense.
How was he at College of the Canyons?
I'm going to tell you, and he's not going to like it when I say this, but just tell it like it is. He's an overachiever, no question. Would you agree? I mean, athletically, he was all right. But I'll tell you what, his heart and his intelligence, obviously, for the game, his instincts made him better than he probably was. And here's another guy. Went on to play 4 years, got his degrees, made a life of it. It worked out well for him.
Yeah.
Natalie and him have a great family, great life, and there you go again. That's why I sleep well at night. Things like that. Because that's a pick.
Interception right down near the 2-yard line for Canyons. Deron Goodman just running underneath it. There is a flag on the near side of the field, and it looks like it's an offside. Actually, there's one on the far side of the field, too. There's one on each side of the field. Boy, how many pieces of laundry have we had out there today?
That's at least 10 or 12.
Yeah. So the pick goes away. It's an offside on Domata Peko Jr.
There's another one.
Yeah,
He was in the
That
building
guy.
a couple of weeks ago for homecoming.
Oh, I seen him. We sat and talked.
And Domata Jr. celebrating a birthday here today.
I didn't know that.
Saw that earlier this morning. Dad was wishing him well from afar. Of course,
Dallas.
Domata Sr., an assistant with the Dallas Cowboys. And, again, one of those guys, was not on the 2004 team, was here in 2002 and 2003, but continues to come back and be involved with this program, has spoken at our Hall of Fame events. Now with a son in the program, you can tell he's even more in tune than he was before.
Yeah. But see, I give those guys credit for that national championship. Yeah. It's the guys before them that built the program, built the culture. And when we recruit and recruits that come in, they go, you're not going to believe what's going to happen to you here. It's going to be good, but it isn't easy.
Yeah.
So there was a culture built by the players, and they passed it along. So those 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course then Garrett takes over, and they just kept going.
Well, and so many of the things that were established with you continue to be mainstays of our program. I mean, real quick, tell us about this I Promise and how that came about.
Kevin Rayburn, first year, we had a receiver, Kevin Rayburn, great kid, just kind of, I don't even know how he got here, recruited himself. He wrote that. Mm-hmm. He absolutely wrote that, and we picked up on it. And can I tell you that this I Promise is nationwide? Mm-hmm. It is used, every coach or player that became a coach, that their kids are playing and coaching, it is nationwide. I talked to 2J, I talked to fellows, you talk to any of them, and this I Promise is coast to coast.
Yeah.
It still is.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it meant something.
Oh, and
It still does.
It still
I'm
does,
telling you, it does. I mean, you watch. I used to watch eyeballs, man. I want to see eyeballs when guys are saying it, because then I knew who's in and who's not quite there yet, right? And I'm telling you, it was all in. They were all in.
Well, I'll say it's, someone that works here but did not play here, it's infectious. I mean, just being around and seeing the energy and the response, and there's going to be a clip here at the halftime show. And I want you to look at your eyes, because you're as excited as anybody else
buddy, I was
doing
in it.
And, I mean, I think it's powerful. And it's, just like it says, I play for the man beside me. I'm never going to give up.
Never give up.
Well, we've used it multiple times before. We used it during the 50th or 40th anniversary celebration when we had that package come through, and it's just players continuing it on each and every time. And it's super impactful and super powerful.
When I was coaching, we didn't go up. We came down on the field to warm up, and we came 20 minutes later than the other team, or a half an hour later, because we never went back up. Because I felt like if I have to say something pregame to make them play well, then we're in trouble. Because that lasts for about 2 minutes, and then you got to play. So we would do this, I promise, at the 2 minutes before game time or 4 minutes before game time, and we would walk to the sideline and kick off.
Still one of my
getting in big right here.
Started to say one of my favorite memories here at College of the Canyons is that 2014 when at the Hall of Fame when we assembled everyone's in suits and ties and their families and their kids, and they to a man got on a knee and huddled together and recited this I Promise in the ballroom at the Valencia Hyatt, and the place went crazy. I mean, people videoing it, people walking out of there hugging and high-fiving, and 20 years later, I'm sure they're doing it again here in the Cougar Den.
It's pretty special. I appreciate you guys, Jess, you guys putting this together and remembering that. That's not surprising. I know it's what we do. It's what we do at College of Canyons. You're exactly. That's what I tell. I work for Moorpark. That's what I tell them. I go, you guys don't get it. You're going to get it today. But it's 17-0. But you don't get it. what goes on over there at that college.
That's what we do. We just got to put stuff together, and it was fun. We had a good time going back through it and looking through some of the old photos and trying to figure out what photos were in focus and not in focus and where we were, if it was the right year, which was some of the issue we had at times. But it was a good time, and we hope you guys stick around to watch that, as it's a good little special tribute to that 04 team that you were such a big part of, and it was good to see some of the boys out here today as well for that.
I need to give you those pictures, Jess. Steve Barrett is doing the chain gang right now. His wife, Lisa, I believe, for whatever her son was a gray shirt quarterback on our team. She took pictures every game of the 04 season. I have game by game, like 20, 30 pictures from every game of that season. And who knew it was going to be that?
Sure. You don't know when you're taking them, and then all of a sudden they're historical. Well, same thing. That, to add to our photo archive, and Matt and I have a project. We want to get the game tape archived and out on YouTube so that fans and players and supporters can go back and relive that magical season.
Over here going, you can't see it. It doesn't matter.
Oh no, you're right. It's a fog. It's the fog bowl, man. It's no doubt about it.
I mean, it's just so cool to know that even 20 years ago, it's still that special for a lot of these guys. Seeing guys come back,
and now that you guys talk about that fog again, one of my fondest memories. My mom, if you don't remember this, my mom passed in October of 04. She was smart enough to do it on the bye week. and that's the joke. She literally passed on the bye week, so I had a couple days to try to regroup.
Sure.
Well, at the end of the game, up there for the national championship game, Diane Van Hook walked my father onto the field.
That's awesome.
And you know what? That is one of my best photo memories in my life, and I can still picture it right now as we talk about it. But for her to do that, to walk my dad onto the field, I seen him coming. Of course, I started crying again, but that was really a special moment. I mean, it was really a special moment for me personally, and for my dad, because it had only been 2 months.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
Well, Chuck, we definitely appreciate you being up here to talk about some of those things. These are my favorite games when you come up and talk to us in the booth. Matt and I both get excited. And again, just to have
you
that
guys
insight.
do a great job.
Oh, well, thank you.
We're just happy people are watching. Happy you're watching. We like it. I mean, the first quarter today wasn't very good. We were kind of all over the map. I said I couldn't figure out what left and right was, but we were going.
We figured it out.
We were watching around it. We're glad people are watching. We're glad you're enjoying it at home. And we, like Jesse said, we always love having you up here. We had you up for Mike Gillespie up in the booth during that baseball game, and that was a fun one.
Yeah,
that was a fun one. See, here's a guy sitting right next to you. He retires. He can't get out. Halkovich, guy can't get out of here, man.
Well, I think that's the thing about this place. No one wants to leave.
No one wants to leave.
You may want to retire, you may not to work every day, but no one wants to leave, and they inevitably come back in some way, shape, or form.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you, guys. Matt, thank you.
We appreciate having you on. You want to stick around for the final 24 here?
Sure.
The last
I'm not
few?
going nowhere.
All right, as we got a second and goal from the 11-yard line. Parr going to throw it over the middle, and Moorpark going to get in the end zone for a touchdown. Conley Moscott able to make the catch, and so Moorpark gets on the board, and they get themselves back within 11 at the moment with 18 seconds to go. But remember, Canyons will get the ball after half as they kicked off to start the ball game.
Yeah, you're going to
see
here.
How about that coin flip?
We got that on video, too.
Still winning.
And as we noted, I noticed you down there. I was like, Chuck's down there. We're going to get the coin flip on here. Let's go.
Setting the tone for the rest of the day.
Taking it from the – give me that. I got this. I know what I'm doing. Laughing down there. We actually noticed you down on the sideline before the game talking to the referee, and Jesse goes, is that Chuck? And we got to get that's the stance.
I can tell your stance. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. I can spot it a mile away.
Well, me and referees really didn't get along too good.
Which is even funnier because you're an umpire, so
there you go.
Know from that side.
The joke is I yell at him in the fall and I get yelled at in the spring. I've been on both ends of that deal.
It was a good time, but like we said, it's always fun having you up here. We'll go kickoff here, 18 seconds to go. Moorpark trailing Canyon 17-7. It's been a good first half for Canyons. We talked about it. The touchdown pass from Donray Hall, really the highlight of the half, as it was got to look at the stats because I didn't see what the number was on it. A 40-yard pass from Brady Welch to hit him, and really that was just a huge play from Ray Hall to go up and high-pointed, as you pointed out, Coach, and make the catch and get into the end zone for the touchdown. So,
and Moorpark doing its
Yep.
its best to kind of get back into this game. We knew it wouldn't be a pushover by any means. A little bit slow to get started. I think the penalties and everything else. And, you know, credit to this Cougar defense forcing the issue with some turnovers and some hard hits, but able to get on the board here in the closing seconds of this first half. So we got a long way to go, Matt. This could be action-packed here in the second half, starting to cool down a little bit. We got some nice fall football weather and a good crowd, some esteemed alumni and Cougar legends here with us. And you put all that together.
I see Banks on the sideline. He came back. See that? Everybody coming
everyone's back.
Coach Banks.
Why would you want to leave? As you said, we go to work here.
He's gone.
Damari Smith right up the middle. He's got room to block out in front. Only one man to beat. Smith to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! Damari Smith! Touchdown! COC!
Damari Smith with his 4th touchdown over the last 2 games. This one, a long one. And he's showing some of that track and field speed out there. Just a superb athlete, gets down the field and punches it in there.
First kick return for a touchdown this season by College of the Canyons.
Wow.
Easily the longest for Smith as you take a look at the replay.
And Coach saw it about 40, 60 yards out. He's gone, and that's all it took. Had a convoy in front of him. Outruns, that's a nice block right there. Gives him just enough room, and then the rest is Damari.
Yeah, really no chance for Jeremy Gamble, the kicker, to get to him. Smith just taking off.
And again, very happy for him. He works hard. Has been a 2-year player here for us, a track and field athlete. Every week making an impact here for the Cougars.
Student worker as well.
Student worker, yeah. His brother's a student worker for us. Funny story, I asked his brother who's faster. Josh Smith, his brother. I said, who's faster, you or Damari? Of course, he said he was. But
I don't know.
I'm going to wait till the spring and line them up and see what happens. But tremendous play. And College of the Canyons continues to seize control of this game here. 7 ticks left on the clock.
And just when Moorpark thinks they're getting themselves back in the football game down by 10, that's a huge play to close out the half. And remember, it's 2 for 1. Canyon's going to get the ball back out of halftime as well. So a big touchdown run for Damari Smith as he takes it at 90, we'll call it 95 yards, as he had a back heel on the 5-yard line. You take one more look at it. Who's that out in front on the block there? Datavius Bledsoe was actually the man out in front on the block to block the kicker and make sure he was able to spring loose for the final few yards. So a good play for College of the Canyons, just what they needed going into the break, and you saw a few of those in your time.
Yeah, well, see, you know what I think of? We played Moorpark. First 10-0 season, I thought. We're up by 5 with a minute left. They had a kick returner up, number 4. I don't remember his name. I go to Chip. I said, Chip, I don't care where you kick it, just don't kick it to that guy. It hit him right in the 4, and he returned it 100 yards for a touchdown, and we lose. And we lose and go 9-1. And I was like, no way. So when I seen that, that's what I thought of. I thought,
You got a
same
flashback?
team. Oh, I did, man. Chip, I know you're listening, and you know that's true.
It's never the big plays for you. It's always the big plays against you that you remember.
I'll never forget it. Because
just like a poker player.
We've never had a 10-0 season. I thought, this is going to be it, man. It was like our 9th game, and that happened. I went, okay, next year, and we did next year. I'll never forget that. Don't kick it to number 4, right in the number.
Anywhere else but him.
I'll never forget that.
7 seconds to go here in the first half. Moorpark will work in the shotgun here, and they'll just take a knee and take it to the locker room. So the Cougars will take it 24-7 into the halftime locker room. They'll get the ball back out of halftime, and so, pretty good start for COC, Jesse and Coach. I mean, nothing more to ask for really at that point. 24-7 a lead.
No, you take that and you go up to the locker room feeling good, and you make whatever adjustments you need to, and you come out here and finish business here in the second half.
See, that's the hardest in my mind, and go back to that 04 season, is keeping focus in games like this or a 2-score lead, because as you know, if you lose focus and they start coming back, it's hard to stop that. It's hard to stop that. And so that's why it was so, we'd go up to halftime and I'd get pissed because a guy didn't do what we told him to do during the week. Well, but coach, look at the score. I said, no. It ain't about the score. What did we tell you to do? You didn't do it. You need to do what we coach you to do. And so that was really, during 04, it was more about, are you doing it the way you've been taught or not? And are you doing it full speed?
And I've heard him say that 100 times over the years.
Because if you just go on score, you're going to let up, and they're going to see you let up, and then you're in trouble. Then it's going to bite you eventually. And so, some of the hardest things to do is coach those types of teams when you know they're better, but you got to play. You still got to play, right?
Coach, thanks for coming up. We appreciate it. We're going to pitch it to this package we put together for the 2004 team, of course.
I'm going to see it.
As we've been talking about for the entire quarter, pretty much, the 04 team. National championship team, the only national championship team in school history. The first team in community college history in the 3C2A to go 14-0. So here's a very special look at that 2004 national championship team for you. Just 7 years removed from the resurrection of the College of the Canyons football program, the Cougars 2004 team did the unthinkable, posting a perfect 14-0 record en route to conference, state, and national championships. In doing so, the Cougars gained the distinction of being the first team in the history of community college football to finish the season an unprecedented 14-0. The improbable run earned the Cougars the 2004 JC Gridwire National Championship and the JUCO Football Network Co-National Championship honors. The state and national championships were all program firsts for College of the Canyons, while the conference title represented its 5th straight. Canyons marched through the first month of the season with a string of convincing victories. Week 7 saw the Cougars tested for the first time in a trip to LA Valley. Canyons entered the fourth quarter of that contest trailing for the first time all season, but managed to pull out a 48-45 victory during a wild second half, which featured 5 lead changes. 2 weeks later, the Cougars would be tested once again, with the COC defense rising to the occasion in a 16-0 road win over Bakersfield. In the regular season finale, Canyons posted a 59-13 victory over Moorpark to win the Western State Conference North Division title. Showing no signs of a letdown, the Cougars made short work of El Camino College in a 21-10 victory at the WSC Bowl, marking the first postseason shutout in school history. Canyons would next face a trio of perennial powerhouse programs. Up first was a highly anticipated rematch with Grossmont. With the taste of the previous season's 14-10 loss to the Griffins still fresh, COC scored 23 points in the third quarter and rolled to a dominating 30-0 victory on a cold, rainy night at Cougar Stadium. Next on the docket was a trip to Saddleback for the 3C2A Southern California Championship. The Cougars headed into the locker room down 17-13 at half, but the second half saw the Canyons defense provide a spark with multiple sacks, while the offense rattled off 24 straight points, leading to an eventual 37-24 victory and a berth into the state championship game. On December 11, 2004, the 13-0 Canyons squared off with 11-0 City College of San Francisco at the Mineral King Bowl with the 3C2A state title on the line. The Rams entered the game as favorites, riding a 23-game win streak and 4 state and national titles in the last 5 years. In a game that will forever be remembered in COC lore, the Cougars went to battle in soggy, foggy-filled conditions that made it tough for players, coaches, and spectators to even see the playing field. The Cougars jumped out to an early 19-0 advantage, led by 2 touchdown passes from quarterback Corey Miles to tight end Jason Lance. The Rams got on the board late in the second quarter to close the gap to 19-11 at half. After 2 more Canyon scores in the third quarter, CCSF finally started to make its move, with 2 fourth-quarter strikes to bring the Rams within 7. With the Cougars struggling to keep pace and CCSF starting to find its rhythm, the game looked as if it might come down to the last possession. Sure enough, the Cougar defense would be faced with one last test. With just seconds left on the clock, CCSF quarterback Joseph Ayoub launched a pass downfield, but COC defensive back Chris Theus was able to knock the ball out of the hands of a Ram receiver for an incomplete pass. With 9 seconds left, CCSF had one last chance. They ran the same exact play, but this time the receiver caught the ball out of bounds as time expired. The Cougars had achieved the improbable. With players still celebrating on the field, head coach Chuck Lyon received a call from JC Gridwire officials confirming that College of the Canyons would in fact be named the 2004 national champions. For Coach Lyon, he earned his 4th WSC Coach of the Year award and was later named the American Football Coaches Association Community College National Coach of the Year. At season's end, the Cougars had an astounding 23 players earn all WSC honors, including 11 first-team honorees. Tops among the group were sophomore wide receiver Terrell Smith, who was named the 2004 WSC Player of the Year, and sophomore Roshan Marshall, who was named all WSC as both a defensive back and a return specialist. The 2004 3C2A All-State team was also well represented with Cougars, with offensive linemen James Polk and Louis Solis, kicker Jason Tompkins, linebacker Gerard Perry, and defensive lineman Dennis Ellis joining Smith and Marshall as honorees. Polk, Tompkins, Perry, and Marshall were also named to the JC All-American First Team. More than 20 players from the 2004 team went on to play at four-year schools after leaving COC. 3 players, Justin Tryon, Troy Nolan, and Joey LaRocque, would eventually play in the NFL.
I'll never give up! I'll never give up! If I do, if I do, give on the one beside me. I give on the one beside me. I'll never give up! I'll never give up! If I do, if I do, give on those who believe me. I give on those who believe me. First takes me down. First takes me down. Pick him up. I'll pick him up. I need to say. I'll never give up. I'll never give up. I believe in the God. I believe in God. Fight to the end. I'll fight to the end. Win, win, win. And win, win, win. It's not promise. It's not promise.
We've been crowned national champions!
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us. Comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
Can I get it Mike's way? What's happening? And your free sub. Enjoy.
That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get free sub through the app. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Welcome to College of the Canyons, where students become the success stories of tomorrow. Whether you're already in the workforce or just getting started, our flexible schedules are a game changer. And students don't just earn degrees, they catapult into desirable careers in top 4-year universities for just $46 per unit. Quality education without crushing debt. Ditch the cookie-cutter mold of college and make college work for you. Register now at canyons.edu/schedule.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Welcome to College of the Canyons, where students become the success stories of tomorrow. Whether you're already in the workforce or just getting started, our flexible schedules are a game changer. And students don't just earn degrees. They catapult into desirable careers in top 4-year universities for just $46 per unit. Quality education without crushing debt. Ditch the cookie-cutter mold of college and make college work for you. Register now at canyons.edu/schedule.
Welcome back into College of the Canyons, Cougar Stadium, as we get ready for second half action. College of the Canyons in Moorpark. The Cougars with a 24-7 lead at the halftime break, and they'll get the football courtesy of the Moorpark kicker here in just a few moments. They got the 24-7 lead after a Damari Smith kick return for a touchdown just before half. So the Cougars will look for something similar here to start the second half. You look at some of the numbers for each side. Each team with 8 first downs in the first half. It was a penalty-filled first half. 9 penalties for 75 yards against Moorpark. 6 penalties for 35 yards against College of the Canyons. So we'll hope the second half is a little cleaner. We want to thank Chuck Lyon coming up here and talking to us in the second quarter about the 04 National Championship team. We hope you enjoyed that package we brought together for you on that team. As Damari Smith trying for another return. This time he kind of gets clipped up, and he'll be knocked down at about the 26-yard line. Jesse comes back in with us now after he was chatting, watching Bobby play some baseball, talking about card shows coming up next week. You got a lot going on, man.
A lot going on. Fun day up here in the booth. Again, another shout-out to Chuck Lyon. Always fun having him in here. Always fun talking football and talking College of the Canyons. Chuck, a big reason why I'm in the position that I'm in here at the college, so definitely grateful for that. And, hey, we got a heck of a ball game here going on. A little bit of time left here. The nice second half. We'll see how things shake out, but College of the Canyons doing a nice job in that first half. I look for more of that type of action here.
Cougars will start with the ball here. Welsh will give on the first down play, and not much room for Donovan Dunn. He's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Moorpark thinks the ball came out. They're pointing like it's a first down for them. We'll take another look here, and it did come out. I think it bounced back into the hands of Donovan Dunn, and courtesy of Sean Scott, the offensive lineman, was able to maybe poke it back to him.
Well, that could have been potentially troublesome for the Cougars, especially, Moorpark got on the board there. You come out and start the second half, you take over. Cougars avoided that one, and now it's back to business.
Weather's changed a little bit here. The clouds have started to roll in. We were kind of expecting some rain potentially here today, and it might actually get there. White going to keep it on the option run. Tried to get the edge, then ran into Don Ray Hall, then got drugged down. And he's going to get about an 8-yard gain. He looked like he had plenty of room to run on the outside if he had gone to the edge, tried to cut it back, and you can see him run right into Ray Hall here.
Yeah, just kind of pinballed off of him there, looking for the opening. You see Ray Hall's doing everything he can.
Get out of the way.
It wasn't quick enough for Brady Welch. He just ran right into him.
So it'll bring us 3rd down and 4. Ball spotted at the Canyons' 32-yard line. They need to get to their own 36 for a first down. Welch with the tight end, or the halfback set with Uridel next to him and Dunn behind him. We saw this work with Patton White for a touchdown run earlier in the ball game. Now they'll move Dunn right up next to Welch, and a flag for a timeout. Canyons taking too long on the play clock, and they'll call a timeout before the final second of the play clock ticks off. So an early timeout here in the second half, but Canyons a 24-7 lead, trying to start off with a good drive, and already off to a better start as we haven't had a flag in the first 2 plays.
Yeah, and I think you take that timeout just like you said, Matt. You got a 3rd and manageable here. You want to be able to prolong things. The last thing you want is for Moorpark to come out and take this with decent field position. And so nicely utilized timeout. Coach Isina never afraid to take them when you need them. He's not one to save them in his back pocket.
Certainly doesn't take him to the locker room with him.
No, so, let's regroup. Let's go back out here and see what happens.
You look, Caden Parr, 10 of 12, 67 yards and a touchdown for Moorpark. Brady Welch, 3 of 9, 93 yards and a touchdown. Luke Coleman, 2 of 3, 13 yards and a touchdown. Patton White, 3 attempts for 27 yards and a touchdown today on the ground. And then, of course, Ray Hall, 2 receptions, 81 yards and a touchdown. And that'll just tick his average yards per catch up. It was already at 20. Today it's at 45. Welch throwing downfield, looking for Damari Smith. Incomplete. Good coverage down the field that time by Tyler Woods, as he was able to run right with, actually scratch that, it was Vance Harris, run right with Damari Smith, and it'll bring up a 4th down. So Canyons will kick it away for think just the first time today, really. Second time today as this one punted. It's taken at the 35-yard line. It was Zamet punting. And that is where the Moorpark will take over for their first drive of the second half.
Yeah, I started to think we hadn't seen Zamet out there yet today, but I think we got two.
We were talking to Coach.
We were talking up Coach
lost.
and maybe missed a couple exchanges there. But again, one of those special team weapons for the Cougars. Does a nice job out there.
I think Rodriguez actually had the first punt for College of the Canyons, so interesting that Rodriguez doing the punting duty in the first half. Zamet back out there in the second half. Moorpark taking over 1st and 10. Ball spotted at their own 36-yard line as they'll go to work from there. Their first drive here of the second half. As Caden Parr stays in there as the quarterback. One back to his right. Parr will take the snap chest high, looking over the middle, and he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Never got it out. In first was Tyrell Brown. Had some help as well, I think, from Jackson Stein. And the sack for College of the Canyons, their first really of the day.
Tyrell Brown out of Killeen, Texas, and before the quarterback even has a chance, he's got Brown right in his face with the takedown.
Stein was there. It looked like Jackson Forte off the edge as well.
A lot of guys are starting to play together here on this defensive front, and it's equating to positivity for the Cougars defense.
It'll be 2nd and 17 here for Moorpark. They'll give right up the middle, ahead of steam that time for Yanokian, and he's going to be able to get back to the original line of scrimmage plus 1 yard. It'll be 3rd down and 9. So it'll be 3rd down here. Moorpark trying to extend this first drive of the second half for them, as they'll go 5 wide this time for Parr. Stands in the shotgun. Wants to run now. He'll throw it over the middle. The pass is deflected and nearly intercepted. Canyons nearly comes away with it. Moorpark gets lucky. It was actually Conley Moscott, the touchdown reception earlier, that tipped the ball.
Yeah, dangerous things happen when the ball gets tipped. We'll see here. It's up in the air for a moment. Cougars look like they had a chance to close in on things. Have to settle for the punt. But that's a nice job just, again, getting pressure on the quarterback. 2 plays on that drive where they were right in his face.
And Moorpark will kick this one away. There's a big hit right afterwards as well on that tipped ball.
Heard some oohs and ahs from the crowd.
Signs will let this one fall. Him and Damari Smith both saying get out of the way. Moorpark will get a good bounce. It'll down at the 32-yard line of Canyons. And actually they'll spot it at the 33, and that's where the Cougars will take over for their second drive here of the first half, or the first half of the third quarter. Boy, I'm still in the first half. You know, we just have those days sometimes.
Well, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. We got a lot
excitement
today. We got basketball later on. Canyons in the Clash of Canyons final against Cuyamaca at 6 o'clock. I'll run up to that one after this one is over and bring you that one on the network. SoCal College Sports will not have that one for you, but that's okay. They've got other things going on. Plenty of other college football going on today. As 1st and 10 for College of the Canyons. Welch with 5 wide this time. They'll send Smith and McCullough into the backfield, and they'll pitch to Damari Smith. He'll try and get the corner, just using a jet of speed across the 40. Took a huge hit and popped forward, and he's down on the sidelines. That was a big hit running in by Tyler Woods.
You're going to see the replay. Smith just takes the pitch. See who ends up hitting him here. I think number 6 is the one that got the big lick on him, A.J. Skurlock. Damari Smith, tough kid, pops right back up.
And Smith going to have to go to the tent here. So it'll go 1st and 10 from the 30 45-yard line now for College of the Canyons, as it is good enough for Damari Smith first down. Welch to throw. Now is going to have to step up in the pocket. Flags in the backfield for a holding penalty. That pass incomplete, knocked away by Moorpark as Jet McCullough was there, and it'll bring up the flags. It'll push Canyons back 10 yards, and it'll bring up first down and 20 here.
Yeah, just a matter of who they call it on. A lot of action there as Welch took off, scurried a little bit. They get the running back on that one.
I'm surprised by that because it looked like there were about 4 bodies that fell on top of somebody.
I think that's one where you just pick a number.
Who was close?
Yeah.
So it'll be first and 20 here from the 35-yard line of Canyons. He's done in the backfield. Welch rolls the pocket to his left, but there is a flag and a whistle before the play. A legal procedure on College of the Canyons. So it'll bring up first and 25 now for the Cougars. Going the wrong direction after that Damari Smith first down. So first down at 35. Ball spotted now at the Canyons 30. This one downfield towards Signs, incomplete. So good throw from Welch. It just never got to him, just a little bit overthrown. That'll bring up second down.
Yeah, Signs down the sideline. Another one of those guys with that streaking speed. And you said it, Matt, just a really nice ball, almost too nice. Just overthrown a little bit, but a nice tight spiral on that one.
So call it second and 25. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line of College of the Canyons. Try and get you some other scores from around the state when we get a moment here. Down in the backfield next to Welch. They'll fake the handoff. Welch will have to dump it off, and it's nearly intercepted. Knocked away. I think Ray Hall, playing defensive back that time, knocked it away as it was in the hands of Nolan Story.
Had to switch to a defensive mindset real quick. Story will tell you he probably should have had that one regardless. So Cougars dodge it there, especially on this side of the field. And now a big 3rd and 25. I don't know what you dial up for this one.
So it'll be 3rd and 25. Ball spotted at the 30. Canyons needs to get to the Moorpark 45-yard line for a first down. If anything, maybe just play field position here and get a chunk if you can. They'll try and hand it off to Dunn, and he's met in the backfield. Blowing it up back there for Moorpark was number 87, who I don't have listed on my defensive roster.
Brian Johnson, haven't listed as a tight end on the original roster. Out of Camarillo, but regardless of what position he's lined up in, he was in the backfield in a hurry. And again, Moorpark has done a nice job today throughout this ball game, getting upfield, getting penetration, blowing up some of these plays. College of the Canyons has benefited from a couple long gains that has put them in scoring position, but Moorpark hanging in there throughout the duration of this contest.
Moorpark receivers standing back at about the 40-yard line. Zamet's punt called for a fair catch by Rice Kelly, and he'll take it at about the 41. So that's where Moorpark will take over. Looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, Foothill leading Diablo Valley in the first with 9:11 to go in the first, 7-0. Santa Ana beating West Los Angeles 21-8. Sequoia's leading Reedley 13-3. Chaffee dropping 55 on Compton, who has not scored in the ballgame. 55-0 from there. American River 26-20 lead over Sierra in the third quarter. And then San Mateo at 37-7 lead over City College of San Francisco. That's an interesting one up north, as that one's at City College of San Francisco. Pasadena 22-7 over Southwestern at halftime. LA Southwestern, we should say. Modesto was 7-0 lead over Sacramento City. Citrus, a 17-10 lead, is on first down. Moorpark will bring it ahead, and they get about 5 yards. Citrus 17-10 over East Los Angeles. And then in the National Northern League, El Camino trailing Antelope Valley on the road. That's a big one for College of the Canyons looking at it right now. 14-7 in favor of Antelope Valley in that one, so we'll keep an eye there. Fullerton a 38-0 lead over Grossmont, and that is the only game that has some sort of score on the schedule for us right now.
Again, we go back to it in this division. No week is a gimme. Antelope Valley struggled a little bit in taking it to El Camino so far.
Not much for Parr that time as Canyons had it well scouted, strung it out well to the outside. It looked like Tony Testa was one of the guys running him down. And actually it was the initial play by Roderick Colquitt to knock him away. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 6 here for Moorpark at their own 46-yard line. They need to get to the Canyons 48 for a 1st down. Clock ticking inside of 8:55 now in this 3rd quarter. Still 24-7 in favor of College of the Canyons. Parr will take the snap, keeps it himself. Not much doing as he's brought down. Guess who? Kano Mahundro.
Number 2-4 out there, the playmaker. And we'll see what Moorpark decides to do right at midfield. Looks like they're lingering around. They're going to go for this one, I think, Matt.
And we've seen that today, really, in this spot. Anything at the 50 or inside the 50, they've kind of been, we're going to go for it. We're not going to, put the ball away. We're going to try and put pressure here. So they need 3 yards for a 1st down. Parr will throw here over the middle. Good design play. Pass is caught plenty for a 1st down. Damian Hernandez with the reception. And Moorpark will move the chains, picking up the 4th down.
You feel like they had something in mind there. The fact that they didn't even really hesitate. Nobody came off the field. Maybe something that they saw and adjusted for at halftime. Hey, we get into that situation again. This is what we're going to go for, and it worked out.
Moorpark 0 for 2 to that point on 4th down. They get a conversion that time. Now they'll throw to Jacob Stewart, who's knocked out of bounds. He picks up 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2 here for Moorpark, maybe 3, as they need to get to about the 26-yard line, College of the Canyons.
And again, just what that does for your offense. That's back-to-back completions now, and you're on the move, whereas Canyons thought they were getting off the field. Now it's got to kind of retract and resettle.
Parr will throw over the middle again. This one just a straight drop that time from Stewart. And it looks as though, Jesse, correct me, Moorpark kind of taking advantage of a little bit of his own defense from Canyons, kind of running those quick slant routes.
Yeah, I think, again, an adjustment at halftime. They've seen what they can do, what could be open. And now it's just a matter of going out there and finding those holes. And we'll see how Canyons now adjusts. This Cougar defense has been pretty solid throughout the day. And now Moorpark knocking on the door a little bit, almost in the red zone.
3rd and 2 here for Moorpark. Ball spotted at the Canyons 28-yard line. Parr takes the snap. Looking over the middle, pass complete. That's a nice catch from Hernandez, with Gootkins draped all over him. Makes the reception, and Moorpark into the red zone down to the 13-yard line.
Again, just fighting for that ball, can be able to come away with it. You can see here on the replay, the defender was there, but Moorpark got the better of it on that one.
So Moorpark in the red zone, 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 13. Park throws it to the outside. In on the tackle that time was Tony Testa as he brings down the back out of the backfield. I think it was Morgan. It might have been Yanokian. No, trying 26 and 28 are hard for me to decipher on those light blue numbers. Looks like it's Yanokian out there as the back.
How's it going?
Yanokian out of the backfield in the reception game this year, just coming in today, 3 receptions, 15 yards, no touchdowns. He's had 29 carries for 98 yards. These aren't teams that run the ball an excessive amount of times. Moorpark and Canyons both throw it around quite a bit. As Parr to throw here again, will throw out of the backfield. Yanokian again, Testa. They meet one another, and he picks up maybe 2 yards, so it'll bring up 3rd down at about 5 for Moorpark here.
Moorpark really needing to get in here. Whether it's they're going to settle for the 3, they're looking 6. But coming out of that first half, the kick return really sets them back. And now we've talked about it a little bit all game, really going to have to force the issue. They've seen them go for it on 4th down a couple times. And now really just need to get down to business here.
Say it was no gain that time, so it was 3rd and 7. Ball spotted at the 11-yard line here for Moorpark. Parr goes 5 wide this time. Takes the snap. 2-step drop. Looking. He's going to be met in the backfield. This time brought down. Terrell Brown gets to him first. And that's a big sack to push Moorpark back to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, Terrell Brown stacking some big-time plays now for his highlight reel. So the young man that's getting a lot of attention from four-year schools, and you see why right there. Jackson Stein provides the pressure on the outside, and then Brown's just there to meet him.
4th sack of the ball game for College of the Canyons. Brown has a sack and a half. Stein with a sack and a half, and Jackson Forte with 1.5 or with 1 sack as well. So we'll have a field goal here for Moorpark.
No good.
And it's no good. The kick attempt by, it didn't look like their normal kicker, and maybe that explains things. Tyler Woods, the linebacker, was the kicker that time, and he misses it wide left.
And again, going back to the sack by Brown, I mean, you make the decision for them with that sack. You push them back, so where going for the field goal is really your only choice. And then to see him come up empty, Cougar defense has got to like that.
So keeps it at a 24-7 lead for College of the Canyons. And this is a stingy defense. We've talked about it a lot during the season, Jesse. They are a bend-don't-break defense. They don't give up a lot of touchdowns. They hold teams under 20 points a game on average this year. And you see it right there. You just force a team that maybe is without a kicker to kick a ball that before they would have gone for. As Canyons will hand off here on 1st down. Plenty of room to work that time for Mackenzie Parks with a head of steam as he caught the edge, and he's got enough for a Cougar 1st down.
Yeah, that was a nice big hole, and Parks just exploded through it. We'll see here on the replay. Almost no defensive front. The front gets there late with the slide into home, and then all of a sudden Parks is off and running. I don't think the Moorpark defense was ever set on that one. A little bit of confusion. The Cougars capitalized on it.
So 1st and 10 here for College of the Canyons. Welch with 2 backs in the backfield will give to White again. They'll try the same exact play. White catches a couple of blocks, steps around an arm tackle. He's across the 40 out to the 45-yard line.
I want to say that was Mackenzie Parks, actually.
I think that's what I said, didn't I?
I think you said White, but it's
I meant Parks.
So Parks now finding his rhythm. Back-to-back big-time runs.
I think I meant Parks and said White, and my brain is just detached from it.
I felt you. I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Just translating for the folks at home.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I speak, Matt.
That's why we make a good team. 2nd rush of the day for Mackenzie Parks. So he'll stay in there here. 1st and 10 from the 43. Parks to this side this time. He will not have room to run. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, as diving to make the tackle was Vance Harris that time. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Park showing a little bit of burst there on those last 3 carries. Got a good first step. Credit to the Raiders coming across, stringing that one out a little bit, being able to make the stop.
3rd tackle by Harris today. Canyons, it's been a slog of a game, really, when you look. Just a couple of big plays for each side. The Cougars 151 total yards. Moorpark 170 total yards coming into the game.
Ball.
Is this one downfield? Intercepted. Pulled down by Vance Harris. Maybe just a little underthrown to Damari Smith. And it's a takeaway for Moorpark.
Oh, and I jinxed it, called it a nice ball. It looked good coming out of his hand, and I saw Damari Smith streaking up the sideline. But like you said, Matt, maybe just a little underthrown. And the DB right there to get it. So again, another play by the Raiders to keep them in this ball game. Canyons unable to capitalize on the missed field goal. We're matriculating a bit, but never were really able to put it all together before the turnover. And Moorpark hanging around here.
First interception of the season for Vance Harris. And Moorpark takes over 1st and 10. Ball spotted at their own 33-yard line. Parr in the shotgun. He'll give this time. They'll throw it back. Parr going to try and dump it back off. A little trickery. Not much doing for the big tight end, Ryan Johnson. Moorpark, a lot of movement on the football, but Canyons very disciplined that time.
Yeah, good pressure up front by number 7, Domata Petco Jr. Was right in the face of the Moorpark QB. And so that'll work for the Cougars.
So we'll go second down, and they say he got back to the original line of scrimmage. So second down and 10 for Moorpark. Ball spotted at their own 33-yard line. Parr to throw, was looking left. Now we'll have to stand up as he's flushed out of the pocket. Able to run for a first down as he slides down around the 50-yard line. They'll spot him right there at the 50, and that's a nice run from Caden Parr, who's shown that ability today a few times.
Yeah, really nice run, just kind of rumbling up the middle. Made the most of it.
It's the 17th carry of the day for Parr. Now he's going to throw downfield, incomplete. Was looking that time for Jacob Stewart and just overthrew him. He had a step on a little bit of a stutter step play from Parr that time to find the open man.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Raiders, wasn't able to hook up on that one.
So we'll go second and 10, ball spotted at the 50-yard line. 1:48 to go here in the third quarter. Canyons leading 24-7. Parr in the shotgun with either Morgan and Yanokian running behind or next to him here. I think his name Morgan this time in the backfield with him. Well, scratch that. It was actually
JoJo Macy there for the takedown, but a lot of bodies in the area. And so a big third down as this third quarter starts to tick down towards the end.
It's Quincy Holland on the carry that time. Holland, another guy that I didn't have listed on the offensive chart, listed as a defensive back, but getting an opportunity as a running back here today. So 1:03 to go. 3rd and 8 here for Moorpark. Parr to throw, escapes first pressure, but then gets brought down from behind. The ball is loose, but it's recovered by Moorpark. And I think it was Terrell Brown that had the second effort to knock the ball loose. We'll take another look here.
Would not surprise me at all. There were some bodies in the area.
No, it was Jake Pecor, actually.
Yeah, Pecor's there. Pecor from the back, Brown from the front, and Domata trailing to bring about the trio there.
So Jeremy Gamble going to punt this one away as Moorpark elects to try and play the field position game. Sign's going to field it at his own 21-yard line. He'll bring it to the near side of the field, outside the hash, across the numbers. Brought down and tripped up from behind at the 35, but a decent positive return. And that's where Canyons will take over at their own 35-yard line with 14 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Sign's another one of those track and field guys. You see the burst there. Nice job, healthy return. And the Cougars here want to close out this quarter. And then I think from there, Matt, it's more ground and pound. Let's try and work some clock, maintain possession. If you get some more points on the board, that's great. But you've got a healthy lead. It's about just playing mistake-free football here and limiting whatever the Raiders are going to try and do.
Handoff here to Mackenzie Parks, and he'll pick up 2 yards. Not much doing, and that'll take us to the end of the third quarter, where Canyons is leading 24-7 over Moorpark Cougar football, as we'll switch sides of the field when we come back.
Can I get it Mike's way? What's happening? And your free sub. Enjoy.
That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get free sub through the app. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Can I get it Mike's way?
Yes, you can get it Mike's way. Jersey Mike's a sub above, one of our proud sponsors here. Emery Johnson. He was just giving me a hard time because I was not ready to go when he was ready to go, and he counts me in and gives me that, Jesse. And now he's busting up laughing as we go here on 2nd and 8. Canyons will give. Nothing much doing. We will give Emery a hard time. He is a Moorpark alum, but he's working for us now, so he's a good dude. He does a good job. We like him. Jesse just laughing, big old smile on his face. We got a Jersey Mike's sub above ad in there for that one. So 3rd and 11 we go here. Ball spotted at the 35. Canyons is stalled out here after a couple of runs, but I think with a 24-7 lead, Jesse content with running the ball a little bit as much as they can. They'll throw downfield looking for Ray Hall. Ball pops up in the air. It's intercepted by Moorpark once again. Dominic Garcia cutting across took it away after it popped up in the air. I think it was deflected initially by...
It was a two-man job.
Yeah.
There was the deflection, and then
I think it was Harris that might have got the initial hand on it.
The safety closing in was the one that actually came up with it, and a healthy return to boot. You know, we just got done saying you're probably going to want to run the ball. You see here,
Skurlock
nice
actually.
job just getting your arm up and forcing that play. Good things happen for the defense when the ball's up in the air, and that was Dominic Garcia that came over, number 24, that came up with it. You know, one of those things that you don't want to see if you're College of the Canyons, because now you give Moorpark new life and new hope with healthy field position.
Add insult to injury, Damari Smith down right about the 45-yard line as well.
Never like to see that. You know, we saw him take the hard pop earlier in the game, got checked out and was back. And again, I said it before, he's a tough kid, pops right back up. And that'll bring an ovation from the sideline. And nevertheless, that's one of your weapons out there.
Foot, knee, ankle, something bothering him.
Turn the ball over and then maybe see a potential, you know, him be limited in any way. But again, back to the Raiders. They popped this one in here. They're back in business, only down 10 points. So if you're College of the Canyons, you really got to buckle down here. You do not want to let things slip away or even become close here in this fourth quarter. Anything could happen.
Huge interception that time for Moorpark, their second takeaway of the ball game. Here's Parr to throw, looking over the middle. Pass is, they're going to say complete. Getting up underneath it that time for the reception was Raud, I think. Yeah, and he certainly does get under it.
Job. Way to come up with that one. Corey Rubin on that one. Tremendous job. Always love to have him in the house, and that's why.
As pass to the outside, caught. Ooh. Big hit along the outside, but Corbin Hale able to pop right back up. He's got enough for a first down, and Moorpark has 1st and goal here. And now another Cougar down.
Yeah, flipped him up, kind of somersaulted him. That was a big-time hit.
Looks like Johnny Smith is down. So Moorpark driving here after the interception. Again, their second interception here of the second half. That last one, just a very solid play from Moorpark, and now they're trying to roll and get themselves back within striking distance, trailing 24-7 right now.
Yeah, like I said, this is a key possession in this ball game. Moorpark gets it. They're right back in the mix here. Good to see a Johnny Smith walking off under his own power after that big-time hit. And another one of those guys that just flies around, typically in the right position, makes a lot of plays. Local kid out of Golden Valley High School. So happy to see him upright here on the sidelines. But for College of the Canyons now, it's buckle down time. Raiders knocking on the door. And you know that this would do a lot to take the crowd out of this and boost the Moorpark sideline.
No scoring in that third quarter. Moorpark. Parr kind of pump faking a couple of times, but as Mike Halkovich to our left pointed out, there was lineman downfield, so he wasn't able to throw the football, just had to tuck it and run.
Kind of limited his hand there and was content to just slide down and avoid the hit.
So bring up second down and goal from the 7 here from Moorpark. Parr in the shotgun with a back behind him in the backfield. In Morgan. He'll give to Morgan right up the middle. He's met and brought down at about the 4-yard line. In on first contact that time was Adam Gookins, the defensive back out of Calabasas High School, who's gotten 39 tackles on the season coming into today.
Yeah, Gookins doing a nice job just coming up and filling that hole, going low for the takedown. So again, 2 big plays here, Matt, with 12 and some change to go.
Yeah, 3rd and goal from Moorpark. They'll keep this time. Parr going to try and throw to the end zone. He's just going to throw it out of play. Had a man there in Jacob Stewart, but Canyon's just able to string it out, Jesse.
Yeah, string it out and kind of force things. And that's a nice decision, though, for that young man. You don't want to risk a turnover at this point of the field, this point in the game. Just chuck it out of the back of the end zone. Line up, see what happens.
And now there's a flag after the play. Jacob Stewart adamant about something. Jason Lance is down there throwing his hands out a little bit. And it's going to go against Jacob Stewart. So it's a 15-yard penalty, and it's going to take Moorpark all the way back to the 19-yard line.
Oh, that one hurts.
Yep.
Because especially, like you said, you credit the good decision. You live to fight another day. Who knows, maybe you pick up a penalty that aids the offense, and instead you back yourselves up, and already an uphill battle with this kicking game as we've seen before.
Yeah, Jeremy Gamble going to try this time. Gamble 5 of 7 on the PATs, 0 for 1 on a field goal attempts today. This is going to be a 36-yarder, and he doesn't get it off very well. It's blocked, and Canyons will take it right down there at the 24-yard line. That ball never really even got off the ground.
I was going to say that's going to get credited as a block, but I think he just missed it.
I don't know if it was
you
a bad.
See coming off his foot, it just never got airborne. That was a low line drive type of kick, and unfortunately that's not going to do it here. So Canyons, nice job again, Matt, buckling down in the red zone.
Guess who's going to get credit for the block? Can you guess?
Well, I see Kane Alejandro.
That's who.
And that does not shock me in the least.
I think he might have blocked that had it not been a low kick, I mean.
If you're a fan of Kane Alejandro, do yourself a favor, go check out his highlights on his Twitter. Week in and week out, he's doing something positive for this Cougar
You're
defense.
a college recruiter, go check out Kane Alejandro.
This is a kid that will help your program.
Yep. As we'll go on 1st and 10 for Canyons. New back in there this time. Isaiah Rameau going to get an opportunity, and he'll fight ahead for about 4 or 5 yards out to the 28-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and about half the chain, so Canyons ahead of schedule here. Good to see Isaiah Rameau get his first carries of the ball game. 18 carries, 60 yards coming in. Average is about 3 yards a carry, just a little bit over that. Canyons has used a number of running backs today. Parks, White, Smith has worked as a running back. Welch, Hall has worked as a running back. Donovan Dunn, Luke Coleman has worked as a back. And now you get Isaiah Rameau going as well. He'll stay in the backfield. They'll put Uradell in the backfield with Brady Welch. They'll give to Rameau. Actually, Welch will keep it himself. I thought Rameau had it. Welch does a good job to get to the 30-yard line. Picks up a yard. It'll keep the clock in motion, though, which is excessively important here, is now if you're Canyons, you're trying to run 4 5-minute drives.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. You chew up this clock and you protect the football. You don't want any type of miscue, any type of turnover. It's going to give the Raiders a chance to get on the scoreboard and get back in this ball game.
So 24-7 here. Welch will throw this time. Looking down the field now, fires it. It was in the gut of the intended target on that far side in Hilst. Yeah, but incomplete. And I almost think at that point, if you're Brady Welch, it's one of those ones, I get it, you're trying to get the first down, but let's keep the clock in motion.
Yeah.
Anytime you stop the clock, it's a timeout for Moorpark, essentially.
Yeah, you must have seen something he liked there, and Hiltz has had a knack for making big-time plays with yards after catch. That situation probably wasn't going to equate to that. Like you said, Matt, still an eternity with 10:46 to go.
Rodriguez this time will kick this one away. It's been a combination of Zamet and Rodriguez. It takes a Moorpark bounce back towards the 50-yard line. Canyons will down it at the 48, and that's where Moorpark will take over. So Moorpark taking over, ball spotted at their own 48-yard line. 1st and 10 from there. They're trailing 24-7. 10:37 to go here in the fourth quarter. Canyons has led pretty much the entire way.
Oh.
And a sack once again. And guess who once again in there?
That's that other name we keep calling. And that's a nice
That was
job.
actually Ahmad Fisher
Yeah,
that
I was
time.
gonna say.
I thought it was Tyrell Brown, but
Well,
it was
we're
Ahmad
so used to
Fisher.
it, but Ahmad Fisher, another one of those guys, similar type of skill set out of Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And again, nice job just blowing things up here in this backfield. This defensive front really turned it on here in the second half.
5th sack of the ball game for College of the Canyons. Parr going to throw over the middle, has a man wide open in the middle of the field. Brought down from behind was Damian Hernandez as he gets all the way inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. That is a huge play on a 2nd and long.
Yeah, and for all the success of that defensive front and the pressure that they're applying, those are the types of plays that you simply cannot allow to happen in this point of the game. Again, now the Raiders knocking on the door, trying to get back into this one.
Parr with one in the backfield with him. And Okian, the man in the backfield. Parr going to pitch it out to him, and that's going to be incomplete. Luckily, it's a forward pass, as he didn't really connect on it very much. But they've run that little screen play a number of times today and have picked up a few yards on it. That one just didn't connect.
That's definitely a tool that they've not been shy to use. And here, I'd look for, again, they found success over the middle. This, maybe a spot here in this Cougar defense. Look for more of the same here.
Parr going to roll the pocket to the right this time. He'll throw downfield, and he just throws it out of play. Nearly hits the athletic director, Matt Crater, in the back as it bounced off the turf.
Matt Crater played a little defensive back in his playing days. I'm surprised he didn't come up with that one in some way.
Hit his back turned to it. He didn't see it. There's Corey Rubin down there on the sidelines waving and saying hello. We always love having Corey down there on the sidelines, our camera operator down there. And you can't miss him in that bright orange vest that you make him wear, Jesse.
Another one of those Canyons News alums doing their thing here in the professional world. Love to see it.
As we go here on 3rd and 10 for Moorpark. Ball spotted at the 30 or at the 24-yard line. Pass complete and into the end zone, diving for a touchdown is Corbin Hale, and Moorpark gets what the doctor ordered for them. They get back within 11 here with a touchdown reception from Corbin Hale, the 2nd touchdown throw of the day for Caden Parr.
Yeah, and we got a ball game here, Matt. Be interesting to see if they line up for the PAT or elect to go for 2. Has some kicking woes here, especially in this second half. But it looks like they will line up for it. And now, you got a ball game. You got a lot of time left. And if the Canyons Cougars aren't able to maintain a drive and chew up some clock, there's no reason to expect that Moorpark can't come down and at least force the issue a little bit once again.
So another big play for Moorpark. The extra point is no good, and the Moorpark kicking game is just in full struggle right now.
And that's why I said you might be better off just lining up and going for 2. Maybe you get a penalty, you get a little bit closer. I mean, a lot of things can happen, but that's 2, troubling kicks for the special teams unit. 3 actually, but you talk about the block and then this one that really never had a chance. And as you get closer and closer to the end of this game, and the score gets tighter and tighter, those points become all the more important.
Yeah, those extra points especially. You talk about now it stays at an 11-point game. You had it down to a 10-point game. Now you need 2 touchdowns to even come back
well,
right
the
now.
Cougars know about those points. I mean, let's remember they lost by a single point to El Camino a few weeks back. So, I mean, those are crucial. You might not think it when the play is happening, but on down the line, 8-9 minutes later, oh my gosh, hey, we need that.
Yeah, we've talked about it, and you look at it, looking down at the scoreboards and everything like that. That El Camino game right now against San Lavelle, you just mentioned them, it's actually a 14-13 game now, so El Camino missing an extra point somewhere down the line or making 2 field goals. I'm not looking at the stats, so I can't tell you, but one way or the other, they're down a point. And those points make all the difference. It doesn't seem like a big thing, but that's the difference between a win and a loss. So Canyons will get a return opportunity here, leading 24-13, an 11-point College of the Canyons lead. As Canyons with a different return group out there this time, as it's going to be Joseph Sines along with Deron Goodman in the return game this time. So that's a tough sign to not see Damari Smith out there, but maybe just trying to give him a little bit of a break after he's been shaken up a couple of times. Moorpark going to go for an onside kick, but they're going to kick it out of bounds, and so Canyons can elect to, I think, take it right there, correct? Or do they make him? They can make him kick it again.
I think.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know on an onside kick out of bounds.
Looks like they.
Yeah, so it's 5 yards from the spot. So that puts Canyons in excellent field position at the 36-yard line of Moorpark. And so, I mean, when you understand it from Moorpark, the kicking game has been a struggle today, and trying to maybe catch Canyons off guard a bit, get the ball back with a unexpected onside kick, but they just don't execute properly.
And at 9.5 minutes, I think it's time for this Cougar offensive line to take control of this game. Line up, tighten up, do whatever you got to do, and just really force the issue, impose your will, and pick up first downs, chew up this clock. You get some points, great. More importantly is you wind things down.
Donovan Dunn, the back in the backfield this time with Brady Welch. 4 receivers out to 2 to each side here for Canyons on 1st and 10. Welch will throw, and now he's going to have to tuck it and run. He's going to be brought down back behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of a yard, then got run into as a couple of guys kind of fell over one another. They bring up 2nd down and 11 now for Canyons.
Yeah, look like number 9, you coming off the right side on the edge. Lineman misses the cut block, and then he's just right there in front of Brady Welch.
Malachi Hanna was the first man in on contact. Devon Robinson there as well for Moorpark. Cougars going to take their time, use the play clock here. So that'll take us down to about 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter, leading 24-13. 2nd down and 11 for College of the Canyons. Welch will throw. Hall on a screen. He'll drive the pile ahead to the 30-yard line and then drug down out of bounds.
They keep it running. Moorpark did everything they could to suplex Ray Hall out of bounds, trying to stop that clock.
I think Ray Hall got a little bit of crossfire that time from one of his offensive linemen. I think Jacob Ramirez or Clay Bachman was actually there and kind of actually slammed him down. So we'll go 3rd and 4 here from the 30-yard line for College of the Canyons. 5 wide for the Cougars here with the clock running inside of 8 minutes. Cougars all or nothing here for the first down with 5 wide, trying to get it to keep the clock moving. Welch going to go for a big shot, and this one's going to be well overthrown.
Yeah, Sines just got hung up a little bit there on his route. You're going to see the defender come over and just kind of cut him off.
So Rodriguez will come in to attempt a 47-yarder here. He's hit from 46 today.
Wind might be swirling a little bit here on this one. See if that affects anything.
Plenty of leg on it. And he's going to drive it through. So Rodriguez from 46 and 47 today puts it 27-13 in favor of College of the Canyons. I'm not sure. There's a flag. There's actually a flag on the field, so we'll see if the field goal stays. It's against. Yep. It's against Moorpark. So that'll take the points off the board, but it'll give Canyons a first down. So make it 24-13 once again. I mean, Rodriguez hits from 47 with the wind swirling, but doesn't count.
And that looks good on your stat line, but at this point in the game, the points are less important than the time.
Yeah.
So you hate to see it come off the board. It's one of the rare instances that you would take points off the board. And if you're the College of the Canyons, you hope that it works out for you. Because you have seen those types of things go wrong. You know, that would have extended it to a 2-touchdown advantage. But again, I think the confidence in your offense, things are moving well right now. As long as you don't turn the ball over, you chew up some clock, and maybe you still get the 3, or you get a little bit more.
There's another assistant coach on sportsmanlike conduct penalty on Moorpark, and he's been ejected from the game. That's the second time today.
He still pleads his case. But if he's been ejected, he will have to leave the game out of sight, out of sound. And so let's see what happens.
So that'll, I can't tell who that is for Moorpark. We're hearing might be Coach Stewart's brother, one of the assistant coaches, but he's going to have to march off the field. And now Canyons down. Well, now you talk about Canyons chewing up the clock. Now they have a chance to put this game again out of reach with a touchdown, because now they're inside the red zone and really inside striking distance. First and goal from, what, the 7-yard line?
Yeah, thereabouts. And that's, again, we talked about, is this going to work out for the Cougars? Well, that certainly helps. Like you said, you punch it in here, and it's kind of in hand. I mean, you hate to say that with that much time on the clock, but it would certainly be a long uphill battle for the Raiders to try and come back if Canyons is able to get the touchdown here.
Well, that's the key. Not only chew up some clock here, but try and put it in for 6. Cougars going to go with a big set. 2 tight ends in there this time for College of the Canyons. So call it 12 personnel for COC. They'll hand to Dunn. He'll run up the middle, pushes the pile to the 5-yard line, then gets a little late help from his friends. He gets about 2-3 yards. We'll call it 2 as they'll spot him at the 5.
More importantly, it ticks.
Yep. Forces the clock to continue to tick down. Canyons will be able to run this one inside of 7 minutes to go. Second and goal from the 5-yard line here. They'll stay in that 2 tight end set. Really maybe the first time this year we've seen Canyons in 12 personnel. So they'll give to Dunn again. He escapes one arm tackle, but then is brought down from behind before he got to the line of scrimmage. Is in on the tackle for loss that time was Devon Robinson.
Once again, Moorpark, the defensive front, doing a nice job, whether that's stunting or shooting gaps. Whatever they have to do, they have been upfield time and time again to either disrupt or completely blow up some of these plays. That's something the Cougars are going to have to review on film. The guys up front got to do a better job of managing that.
So now we go 3rd down and 7. 3rd down and goal from the 7 for College of the Canyons. They'll go in the shotgun this time. They'll split out 4 wide this time, so they go into a more traditional Canyons offensive set. Dunn picks up the block, but then loses him, and Welch brought down behind the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle was Ryan Johnson, and Canyons now backs themselves up. If anything, the good thing is they have taken some time off the clock, and now they give Luis Rodriguez another chance to try and push one through, this time from much closer.
But once again,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ask for more than that for your defensive lineman to pick you up, kind of rally the cause here. And now if this doesn't go through, if the kick isn't true here, Moorpark has won this battle.
So 33-yarder for Rodriguez, which he's shown this year, this very much well within his range. Kind of just a chip shot for him. It's just a matter of being on target, and it is. So after we thought a field goal in, we then get a penalty, another penalty, a backup, and then another field goal. So we're right back to where we thought we were a few minutes ago with just 2 minutes less on the clock. 27-13 in favor of College of the Canyons. Anytime you can extend the lead, always a good thing. And Luis Rodriguez knocks in his 22nd field goal of the season.
Again, another one of those weapons. He's having a tremendous freshman campaign here for the Cougars. You've seen why, you've seen the leg, you've seen the consistency. It's just a nice job. Now again, imperative. You can't let anything happen here on special teams.
Yep.
And this Cougar defense has got to play mistake-free, penalty-free football. Moorpark has shown a tendency that got some big-time plays in the middle. With the clock an issue, you got to think they maybe not going to be looking immediately over the middle. But if they see that opening there, they are not afraid to go look in that direction.
And we've seen that bite the Cougars this year, the special teams game at times.
So first things first, you got to get this kick away and you got to maintain your coverage.
And I think if you're Canyons, you'd like Luis Rodriguez to just put this one out of the back of the end zone if possible with the wind swirling. As Rodriguez will run up. And he'll kick a low line drive kick that right on cue, right out of the back of the end zone. So Moorpark will take over at their 25-yard line. So we go 1st and 10 for Moorpark at their own 25-yard line. 5:24 to go. We'll keep an eye on the out-of-town scoreboard as well, Cougar fans, as that's important as this one continues on. Antelope Valley now trailing El Camino 20-14. So Canyons had a little bit of a window. Still very much a game there, as that one still has 12 minutes and 40 seconds to go. But the Cougars do need some help from some schools inside the National North to have a chance at the conference title at least. They need El Camino to lose one time. And Moorpark throws here on 1st down. Corbin Hale with the reception. Picks up 6 yards. So we'll put it at 2nd and 4 from the 31-yard line here. Moorpark going a little faster than they have been all day. Parr in the backfield takes the snap. One step drop, now will step up and try and run. Escapes a couple of arm tackles. Now pitches one in the air, but it's incomplete. I think he saw Kano Mahundro roaming in the area and decided, I don't want to try and take him on.
I'm not dealing with that one. And I don't blame him.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 4 here for Moorpark on their own 41-yard line. Parr will change the play as they look to the sideline here. Canyons doing the same, seeing if they need to change up any coverages. One back in the backfield for Moorpark. As Parr going to try and throw, looking downfield, ball floating in the air. It's incomplete, as running out of bounds that time was Jacob Stewart. And it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, nice job hauling it in, but even better job, Xavier Perry kind of forcing him out of bounds. It's a nice play there to limit that big chunk pickup for the Raiders. And now 4th down here. They got to try and make it happen here on this one.
So 4th down, and again, this goes back to those symptoms of the kicking game for Moorpark here today. Just have not been able to really find anything in the kicking game that's been successful. They've done a decent job punting the ball, but they really have to go for it. There's a flag immediately on the play. Pass is complete, enough for a Moorpark first down out across the 50 to the 46-yard line, but we'll see what the flag is.
I feel like he just kind of sidearmed that one. But again, Matt, circle that big part of the middle of the field. That's where they have done the bulk of their damage.
So we're waiting to see on what the flag is, but it's a pass and catch out to the 46-yard line of College of the Canyons. And it's an offside on College of the Canyons, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. It's a first down here. And again, you talk about that big part, that big green patch in the middle of Canyons is not defended well today. So 4:26 to go, 27-13, College of the Canyons. Moorpark in plus territory here at the 46-yard line of COC. Parr with one back in the backfield. Will fake the handoff, play action. Tries to roll out of the pocket as he's got to scramble. Wanted to look downfield. Instead, will just run it out of bounds as he saw a couple of Cougar bodies running at him. The closest man was Zach Bowles. Picks up 2 yards. Good job to keep it positive. Maybe 3. And now with the spot, they'll actually give him 4.
Yeah, and again, another smart decision. He's made a couple of them here so far in this ball game, but you avoid taking the hit. You avoid chucking it up, a potential mistake. If you're Moorpark, it's imperative that you just maintain and keep moving forward here. Turnover would seemingly end it, while this quick touchdown here puts new life into everybody. And there they're going for it right down the sideline.
Down the field, pass complete. Pushed out of bounds is Jacob Stewart right about the 5-yard line. They'll spot it actually at the 7. It is a huge pass and catch for Moorpark that time.
I mean, that's the biggest play of the game for the Raiders so far. You're right in position now. Clock still runs, but you hurry up and see what happens. Looking at 7 to go. Continues to tick. I don't know what they're.
So 3:16 here. Timeout COC. So that'll give us a second to get a breather.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's going to go. So
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved.
Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's.
So we come back in here. Moorpark first and goal from the 7-yard line as they've got a good chance to try and get themselves once again back within striking distance. It's been a back and forward affair so far. Canyons has led the whole way, but Moorpark with a good opportunity right now. To try and pick up points as they turn it over. It's picked off by College of the Canyons. And I think it was Tyrell Brown on the inside. Brown has had a whale of a game for COC today, and he comes away with it that time. A big turnover for College of the Canyons. A big takeaway here late in the ball game.
We talked about Moorpark with the big-time play, and College of the Canyons answers right back. None bigger than that. And like you said, Brown has had a number of highlight reel snaps here today, and that should just about do it. Still some time on the clock, but I mean, hey, that's a momentum swing, and that's got to be a backbreaker for Moorpark. You get all the way down that point of the field. Dangerous play call there, Matt, as I saw it happening. One of those ones, a lot of traffic in the air for a flick like that. Almost would have been better off to just hold on to it and try and see what happens, but be that as it may, College of the Canyons takes over.
They'll go to work here, 1st and 10 from their own 8-yard line. Handoff right up the middle. Not much doing that time, as it was, I think Isaiah Rameau, and Moorpark going to take one of their timeouts. They have 3 timeouts so they can stop the clock 2 more times here, plus they have the 2-minute timeout. So for Canyons, you need a couple of first downs.
A couple of first downs, and again, we said it a few times, mistake-free. A turnover here would be devastating. You know, penalties that back you up, a special teams miscue, anything that would give new life to the Raiders would be unfortunate. So, you know, close things out here. You know what needs to be done. Make it happen.
So this is a big spot here as we come out of the timeout from Moorpark. 3:05 to go. Canyons likely will keep the ball on the ground, I would imagine, and just try and protect it. They'll give once again, and Rameau holds on to it like he's carrying a baby that time. 2 hands covered and up, ready to go, making sure nobody can get to it. And Moorpark going to use another timeout. And that's an important part of this as well, even if you don't get a first down, Jesse, and you have to kick this ball away. 3 runs, get Moorpark to use all 3 of their timeouts, take those opportunities away, leave them just the 2-minute timeout. As the lead is 14 right now, 27-13 in favor of Canyons. Don't forget, it's 6 o'clock on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll have men's basketball action. If you are interested and you're a College of the Canyons fan, the Cougars will take on Cuyamaca in the Clash at Canyons final.
16th annual College of the Canyons tip-off tournament. Yep. Playing in the championship game tonight. Liked what we saw yesterday. Came up with a win over an Oxnard College team that battled throughout. Head coach Howard Fisher, I believe this is his 25th season at the helm. Excited about this program. Had the opportunity to see those young men at Media Day a few weeks ago.
They were a good time. They were funny.
They were a fun group out there, and you know, you have fun together, you play together, and good things typically happen. So we'll see how that season progresses.
And if you just want more sports action and you want to watch more community college action, we'll have basketball on as well at 4 o'clock here on the Cougar Sports Network, getting ready to start the consolation game of the Clash of Canyons between Oxnard and Barstow. That one will not have play-by-play audio as we're up here, so we're still finishing out the football game. 2 minutes and 54 seconds to go. Moorpark will use their final timeout with 2:54 to go. Canyons doesn't do much on the offensive side that time, but waste 3 times out for Moorpark, and that will force the Cougars to punt the ball away and let the defense go back to work after the big takeaway by Tyrell Brown. Brown has had an impressive game today when you look at it. An interception for Tyrell Brown, a sack and a half for him as well. The Cougars with 5 sacks in the ball game. Brown with an interception. Gookins and Flowers each with breakups. Flowers with a forced fumble. Perry with a fumble recovery. Massey had a fumble recovery as well after Pecor had the forced fumble. You've had a special teams onside kick for College of the Canyons as well on that little pooch punt kickoff play, or the Coach Chuck Lyons special, as I like to call it. And, you know, it's been all around a good game in the margins for College of the Canyons, I would say.
Definitely. All-around effort, everyone contributing, all 3 facets of the game. You're going to see, you're going to see there's the big-time play there. He comes off the field feeling good about himself. He gets a little bit. Oh, that was fun to see. Love it when they're having a good time. Things are clicking.
Rodriguez will kick this one away, and it's a booming punt. A fair catch called for and falling down at the 42-yard line, and that's where Moorpark will take over. So here we go for Moorpark. They need a strike, and they need it quick. I mean, for Moorpark, you really need one before the 2-minute timeout. Then you need an onside kick as you trail by 14 right now. So you need 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and you need them immediately.
Yep.
Like I said, you're chucking it up here. That shovel pass, foot pass, whatever you want to call it, really kind of sunk the Raiders. And now it's now or never. You got to get it and got to get it quick. College of the Canyons is going to do everything they can to prevent that.
Here's Parr on first down from his own 42-yard line. In the shotgun, will throw, steps up, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Getting to him that time was Samson Malo, as Malo comes back and able to bring him down.
Again, nice job getting upfield, especially when you need it the most, and really just close this thing out. First time we've called his name today, but an impactful type of play there.
As we'll go here on second down and 16. Pass complete to Hernandez, then runs around the defense. It'll take it out of bounds at right about the 49-yard line, but he's short of the first down. So we'll go to a 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes remaining here. Canyons 27-13 over Moorpark. Final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter when we come back.
What's happening? And your free sub. Enjoy.
That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get free sub through the app. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase. Welcome back into Cougar Stadium. 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter, 27-13. A development during the 2-minute timeout. Canyons was actually called for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on one of the defensive players. That pushes Moorpark all the way into plus territory out to the Canyons 36-yard line. So they've got a first down from there. That's a huge play considering they'd backed him up on the first play of this drive. So Moorpark will go to work. They need 2 scores. They need to find him quick. The bad news is for Moorpark, they're out of timeouts. So everything's got to be along the perimeter if they want a chance to stop the clock and try and get 2 scores. Parr going to run with it this time. He's going to slide down. Short of the first down, they'll mark him at the Canyons 28-yard line. That helps College of the Canyons as the clock will continue to tick here. Moorpark needs to get lined up. They're actually not even lined up near the football.
And they're taking their time getting up there. You expect a little more urgency there.
Parr to throw, fires it up, and it's incomplete. And there's a penalty flag in the middle of the field, in the defensive backfield, down near the 10-yard line. And it's going to be holding on College of the Canyons, and it's probably going to be against Rod Goodman from what I'm hearing. And so penalty, it's just been a penalty slog game, man.
That's got to be 20 penalties on the game between the both
12
sides.
on Moorpark, 9 on Canyons. Yep. Canyons now 10. For 75 yards. Moorpark 12 for 114.
I'd venture to say we have not seen a game like this so far this year, and probably not the last couple of years.
This has been a penalty-filled affair on both sides, and a lot of penalties away from the football, after plays, not near anything.
Chirping, talking, unsportsmanlike conducts, some formation penalties, some offsides.
So they need to reset the game clock to 1:31 here.
I think fair to say a little sloppy. And those are the things that can mushroom and become troublesome. And you're looking at Moorpark, the clock's a major issue. But again, they score here. They've got a chance.
So 1:31 to go here for Moorpark. Parr in the shotgun, pass caught. Hernandez, the reception. Gets knocked down short of the first down, inbounds, so the clock will continue to tick. He's down at the 10-yard line, needs to get to the Canyons 8 here for a first down, so he's 2 yards short of the first down. Parr to throw. Now he's going to think about running. Brown has him and brings him. I mean, I can't say enough about Brown. He has just had a whale of a game for College of the Canyons. And actually, that wasn't even Brown. That was Ahmad Fisher that time. So 46 and 48 have been all over the middle of the field.
They are seemingly interchangeable. They're both doing big-time things out on the field for this Cougar defense.
So now it's 3rd and 4. It's a huge play from Ahmad Fisher. That's the second tackle for a loss for Fisher, and it really is a run that time for Parr. He's going to throw. That one, they say, is complete. I thought it might have bounced off the turf. We'll get a good look at it here from Corey Rubin right now. And it is a good catch from Moorpark. That is a beautiful throw. Sliding down in a first down spot was Corbin Hale. Perfectly thrown ball that time from Caden Parr. But Moorpark, with just 27 seconds left, really putting themselves behind the 8 ball. They need to get up to the football and either clock it or put it in the end zone really on the next play.
Yeah, if you're the Moorpark coaching staff, I mean, you're happy about this progression of things. Your offense starting to click. You're getting the plays when you need them, but disappointed the clock's working against you, and that's probably going to be the difference here.
Parr going to run with it this time, and he's going to get to the end zone. There is a flag in the end zone. It is a touchdown at the moment for Parr. And I think they're going to call defensive holding on College of the Canyons. So touchdown for Caden Parr. He gets into the end zone. And now all of a sudden, we're back with an 8-point game here. And if you're Moorpark, do you even line up and attempt a field goal? You've had trouble today. You saw one of the Moorpark folks in the chat say their kicker got injured. Not sure what the injury was, but hasn't been able to play, and that's kind of causing a little bit of the problem in the kicking game for Moorpark. I would imagine you line up, go for 2.
Yeah, I think you have to, but nope. Yeah,
they're going to line up and go for 2 here.
Go for 2 and see what happens. Regardless, you're still in it at 8 points, so might as well.
It's kind of a miscommunication on the, and now they'll double pass and they'll get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Completion from Rise Kelly to Jacob Stewart. The try is good. It is a 6-point game, 27-21, as Moorpark is right back in it on a late touchdown here. And now an onside kick and a Hail Mary.
Yeah, first things first, it's the onside kick. You got to get that. I mean, and hey, they got a chance.
Yep.
They got a chance. They fought and clawed their way down. Were able to punch in. The College of the Canyons now, again, has to just execute here. You got your hands team out there. Everyone's got to know the situation. That's what the staff is talking to them now. You just get this ball, curl up on it, and that should be a ball game.
Hands team will come out here for College of the Canyons.
Credit to the Raiders,
Yep.
No quit in this team. They came down here, they were down and out at half. They came back, made adjustments, kept themselves in this ball game, and this has been a battle. We talked about it before the game even started. There's no looking past anybody. Even the teams that on paper looked like underdogs are going to bring it.
The most important thing at the end of the day is to get the victory. You would have liked it to be a little bit cleaner than this at this point in time if you can hold it off. Moorpark will try for the onside kick here. Canyons, everybody standing right about the 45-yard line of Moorpark to get set up. We'll see if the Raiders decide to go to that far side. They do. Hands team will recover it for College of the Canyons, and that should ice it for COC. They'll be able to take a knee. Now a late flag on Moorpark. The flags have it's been laundry day here.
We're going to go to bed seeing yellow.
Yeah.
Just
laundry day at
after
Cougar
flag
Stadium
after
today.
flag.
And I mean, you're talking about 12 penalties for
unsportsmanlike conduct. Kicking team number 31.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Moorpark. And it is a first down for College of the Canyons, and they'll be able to kneel on it one time and take home a 27-21 victory here to get to 6-2 and pick up their 4th win in conference play. They'll get to 4-1 in the National Northern League, which is important as the season continues on. 2 more weeks. We'll be right back here next week against Bakersfield. Remember, that one's a noon start time, folks, so it's an early start here for College of the Canyons. But they've got 2 more games against Bakersfield and Moorpark. Very important. They come out with the win, 27-21. Not as clean as you would have liked it, as late in the game, Moorpark gets a touchdown, but the Cougars take it.
Yeah, a win's a win. You take it, you build on it for next week. Like you said, Matt, long way to go, 2 weeks. 2 conference and regional rivals here. And so, again, go Cougs, this I promise. And we'll see you next week.
We hope to see you next week. We hope you enjoyed today's action. We hope you celebrate the 2004 National Championship team as well. College of the Canyons beats Moorpark 27-21 for all of us here on the Cougar Sports Network and SoCal College Sports. We thank you for joining us. Have a good rest of your day, everybody. Switch over 6 o'clock, men's basketball action on the Cougar Sports Network against Cuyamaca. Have a good one, everybody.